The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of
Yes, everybody.
Happy Christmas. I'm so excited for all my Christmas gifts this year.
Ooh, I can't wait to find out what I got inside my Christmas bush. What am I gonna get?
What the heck am I gonna get?
What am I gonna get? What am I gonna get? What am I gonna get? Trimming the Christmas bush, waiting for winter man. Trimming the Christmas bush, waiting for winter man. What's he gonna get? Gotta keep it trimmed and wet. What's he gonna get for Christmas? Keep it trimmed and wet. What's he gonna get for Christmas? Keep it trimmed and wet for Christmas. What's he gonna get in his Christmas bush? It's the season of getting, it's the season of cheer. Everybody gather round the bush this year. It's the season of getting, it's the season of cheer. Everybody gather round the bush this year.
Come on, everybody! Let's have a dance party.
Start with hands!
Okay, let's go! Come on, move! That's enough. That's enough.
You, Ed!
Come on.
Not great! Same after you. Now this is nice.
Pretty good, huh?
Winter man is coming through the forest, down to his Crimbus cave inside the woods. Now's the time to tell him everything you want inside your Crimbus bush. What am I gonna get?
For Crimbus!
What am I gonna get?
For Crimbus.
What am I gonna get?
For Crimbus!
What am I gonna get?
For Crimbus!
What am I gonna get? What am I gonna get?
For Crimbus!
What am I gonna get? 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 It's Christmas time, we're all together. It's the lifetime season of the year.
Oh, we're on. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. That's my boy's favourite Christmas song at the moment. It's the Late Night Alternative. Iain Lee, who are you?
Crimbus Cath.
There we go, you see. Here's the thing. I've stayed out of the whole Brexit thing. So I don't really care. Seems obvious to me that staying is the right thing to do. It seems obvious that it was always going to be a disaster. Oh, you Ramonas have made it. There was always going to be a disaster, and it's turning into a disaster, and it's embarrassing. Here's the thing that worries me more, is that we just look like, this whole country looks like a pack of pricks to the rest of the world. Everyone in the rest of the world is going, look at those idiots. Look at Britain. Remember Britain? They're idiots now. Everyone. That's the only thing, and I can live with that. I've spent most of my last 20 years at least looking like an idiot, so I can do that. But it's obviously going to be a disaster. And then there are people that I respect, like George Galloway. I respect a lot, right? I respect George a lot. I love his show, Friday night, 7 till 10, and he is passionate about leaving. So part of me thinks, OK, well, there's got to be something in it, because he's not dumb. He's not a stupid guy. So I think, well, if he's so passionate about it, there's got to be something in it, right? There's got to be something in it. But what we're heading for is obviously a disaster, and that you know is the thing. So I kind of dipped my toe in the Brexit tweet thing today.
How did that work out for you?
Wowzers. I had the Conservative councillor for Bletchley Park telling me I was indulging in shock jockery. Shock jockery! His actual words! Shock jockery! All I did was a couple of slightly naughty tweets. One was what we were talking about the other day. Here's the thing. If I tweet anything, it's probably something we said on the show. all I said was, surely if we have a second vote, that is mega democracy. Mega democracy was your phrase. You came up with that, right? It's mega democracy. I said double democracy. You called it mega democracy. So I just put, knowing that it would be like putting your stirring a hornet's nest with a penis. It was knowing that it was going to be sparky. As a result, and it got quite sparky. Now, obviously, Twitter is kind of an echo chamber, so a lot of people that follow me have similar views, and so lots of people, yeah, right on, man. Whoa, well, no, not even retweets. It was likes. People don't really retweet these days. Lots of likes, but not really. Retweets don't happen. And then a couple of people kind of waded in, and someone said, well, why don't we... And he was being ironic, and I knew he was being ironic, but I'm cleverer than him. So someone said, well, why don't we let everybody vote on everything? I said, because everyone in this country is an idiot, and these decisions... Brexit was too complicated to have... a
yes or no answer.
Well, binary. First of all, it's too complicated to have a public vote on because the public don't know. You don't know. You don't know. I don't know. Right? I'm fairly bright, but not very politically minded. Okay, so there will be people who are more politically minded. I want need to do a Venn diagram. There'll be people who are more politically minded and brighter than me, but I would say a significant number of people are equally politically minded and dumber than me. So I shouldn't have had the vote, so you shouldn't have had the vote. We'll see. Whoever our first caller is, 0344 499 1000, we'll see. That'll be the judge of the British public. The first person that calls in will be the voice of the British public. And also, it's too complicated, too nuanced to be a binary on-off. Yes, no, 1-0. It's too nuanced for that. Anyway, I don't care, but I just posted a couple of tweets about it and just kind of got my body spanked a little bit. One guy tweeted, isn't it funny how nobody complained about the original EEC vote, whatever it was, in 1974, and if it had gone the other way, do you think all of us leavers would have been complaining? And I replied, point one, yes, they did, and they've been complaining for 40 years.
Oh, my God, yes.
And point two, yes, you would. Yes, you would. Anyway, I don't really care. I just don't like this. I don't like the high and mighty attitude on both sides. Both sides have got a very high and mighty attitude. I also don't like the fact that just because I expressed an opinion, I got torn a new a-hole. First caller tonight will represent the intellect of the British public, and that will determine whether we should have been given the vote or not. Okay, so let's go. We've got one call lined up. Good evening, Sadiq.
Do you think Santa Claus is real or not? Do you really think it is or not?
And that, dear listener, is why we should not have had a referendum on joining or leaving Europe or not. That's the British public. Yes, of course he's real. Of course he's real, Sadiq. I saw him on a train at the weekend.
But he's not real. He lives in Lapland. How can he be real? That's what I don't get.
Hang on a minute. You're saying he's not real because he lives in Lapland?
Someone told me he died ages ago. He's really old. How can he be alive? He's old. He's got to be dead.
Right. Here's the thing. My eldest son also believes that Father Christmas was killed. I think
you can't say that is real. But you're grown up man. You are.
Right, hang on. Here's the thing. Right, my eldest, there is a rumour going around that Father Christmas died because
in a car crash in 1960 something?
No, I think you're confusing that with Paul McCartney, but similar circumstances. Mm-hmm. And it's a rumour going around, and I want to quash this now. It's the same as Paul Weller died in a Mini in the 90s. It's the same as Mark Twain. Rumours of my death have been greatly exaggerated. All of these, he didn't die. He's still alive. It's an internet rumour that's being spread. Father Christmas is not dead, Sadiq!
You can't talk to him. How do you know you're saying the truth?
What do you mean you can't talk to him?
I spoke to him like 2 weeks ago.
That's a fake phone call on WhatsApp.
I spoke to him on Sunday.
You looked all right then.
Are you actually serious or are you joking?
No, I'm not joking. I saw him. I spoke to him. He gave my two boys a present each.
But it's not. People say that we're not in our religion. We're not allowed to celebrate it. Muslims are not allowed to celebrate it.
Well, then that's one strike against Islam. Then.
You know Aquaman. Have you seen that film yet? Aquaman.
I've not seen Aquaman. Aquaman is not real. He died.
No, I saw him on the red carpet.
Oh.
Are you going to go and watch it then?
No, because the DC films, or is it the Marvel films? The DC films are boring.
What do you want to see at the cinema at the minute?
I want to go this Saturday. I'm going to go and see the new Spider-Man film.
You're not going to watch Fantastic World of Beast yet?
It looks a bit slow for me.
You like Harry Potter.
I don't like oldie worldy things, and I can verbalise this now.
What's wrong with Harry Potter? That's right.
I don't like oldie worldy things. Harry Potter is not oldie worldy, but Fantastic Beasts.
Read the book. You have to read the book if you enjoy it.
Well, I'm not going to read the book. No.
I don't like those Fantastic Beast films either. I don't like the one I saw. He got on my nerves.
I like the Harry Potter film. They're better.
Okay, thanks for your call, Sadiq. There we go. And that's Britain summed up. Is Father Christmas real? What the hell is that kind of no? How could he be so old? He's live so. I've never heard of magic. Can you not have Father Christmas if you're a Muslim? Wowzers!
I thought it was Jesus. Oh no, but they still have Jesus, don't they? He's a prophet to them.
Father Christmas is not a prophet to the Muslims.
No, Jesus.
Right, what's Jesus got to do with Father Christmas?
Jesus to do with Christmas.
What has Jesus got to do with Father Christmas?
Father Christmas is boss, and your boss.
Jesus and Father Christmas are very, very loosely connected.
They know each other.
I don't think they do know each other. I don't think they do know each other. Here's the thing. Father Christmas is more real than Jesus.
Oh, Jesus is going to be so cross. It's nearly his birthday, and you say that.
No, it wasn't, but his birthday was in the summer. He wasn't real. Jesus wasn't real. None of this is real. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. There is nothing in the papers today. I've got a story about Santa, I've got a story about vegans, and I've got a story about Spy. That's it. That's all we've got. Here's my problem with vegans, and I do have a problem with vegans. And this, it was clarified. I read the first paragraph of an article by the man with the beard, not Father Christmas, married to Victoria Corrin. What's his name?
Has he got a beard now?
Yeah, he's had a beard for ages.
David Mitchell.
I read the first paragraph and I thought, oh yeah, I'm not going to read the rest because you bore me. But, a point taken. Here's my problem with vegans. All right? You ready for this? This is Zinger. So this is my beef with vegans.
I think I know what it is.
What?
They're right.
Yeah, they're right. Vegans are right. That's my problem with them. They're right.
But
that's the only problem I got with them, is that they're right. Of course it is beneath us as a species to stun sheep and put a bolt through their head just so we get a nice bit of lamb. And I love lamb. Lamb is the meat. Lamb was the one. Everyone says, I was a vegetarian for 27 years. Oh, did you miss bacon? No. I missed lamb. I missed roasted lamb. That was the one. Now I like pulled pork. We didn't have pulled pork in the 80s when I went vegetarian. Pulled pork hadn't been invented. Now pulled pork is the best with lamb. Can you pull lamb?
I bet you can pull anything.
I want pulled lamb. Can someone do some pulled lamb for me? But it is beneath us as a species to intensively farm animals and stun them and put bolts through their heads, or if you're a Muslim or if you're Jewish, slit their throats. I don't think there's much difference between a bolt and the slitting of the throat. I don't think there's that much difference. It's beneath us as a species to rip baby animals away from their mums. There you go, we got you. It's a bit Jeff, isn't it?
Or attach probes to animals' teats so we can suck them dry.
Well, they take the young away from them, so you have their little baby, and then within a few hours they're off in another thing. Merry Christmas, by the way, guys. They're off in another field or another shed away from their mums. That isn't right. Yeah, to attach, electronic sucking machine to their teats. But that's not all, because then they're pumped full of chemicals so that they think they've constantly just given birth. Because you know what? Cows don't produce milk all the time unless we tell them to produce milk all the time. All of it is... Milk is cruel. Here's the thing. Milk is cruel. Everyone goes, well, the whole vegan thing around milk, that's crazy. How is milk cruel? Because we pump cows full of crap. and we attach these painful machines to them, and they're there for hours, and it's horrendous. So my problem with vegans is they're right. There is no argument to it. Phone up, right, and argue that vegans are wrong. You can't do it. Your argument will be senseless. So I'm experiencing huge cognitive dissonance. Phrase I only learnt in the last few weeks, and I'm going to keep on. I only learned what it meant in the last few weeks. I'm going to keep on using it. Well, your brain is holding two ideas where it's wrong to use animals and their product, their byproducts, for food, but I really like lamb and pulled pork. I love it. And, so I was a vegetarian for 26 years, and vegetarianism, it don't work. It's still, it's still leather and milk and cheese and eggs and all of that. Still, I remember as a kid, we were about 6 and my sister was about 9, and we rented a caravan on a farm in probably Cornwall, I think it was. And it was nice, really nice little caravan on a farm. And one day the farmer came and said, do you want to come and see the chickens? Me and my sister were like, whoa, yes, man, of course we want to go and see the chickens. So we followed him, and he took us to this massive metal building, and he slid open the door, and it was a battery farm. It was a battery farm. There were battery hens. And me and my sister were like, oh, my God, this is horrible. And, like, proper old-fashioned 1969 battery farm with them in tiny little... The noise, the stink, and me and my sister were like... No, this is not right.
So you were expecting, like, the Tom and Jerry hen house,
yes,
where they're all, like, in their knitting and stuff.
Oh, it was horrible. And you know that free-range hens, they still live in cages. Free-range hens, they have to go and walk on grass for, like, an hour a day or something. Free-range is not them, like, running around in the fields.
So they get an exercise yard.
Have someone phone in and let me know? The phones are dead, by the way, probably because we're going on an anti-meat rant. Someone phone in and let me know about free-range hens. It's right that they can still... Is it free-range or barn? I think it's free-range. They can still be in cages for a significant part of the day. I think I've got that right. If there's any poultry experts out there, 0344 499 1000. So, me and Kath, we're kind of on a compromise at the moment. We're vegetarian pretty much 5 days a week. Is this week 4, I think? Maybe week 5? Something like that. We've done it. I think it's 4 or 5 weeks.
I must admit, I feel better.
Yeah. And neither of us particularly fancy meat, and it's not pigging out on meat at the weekend.
We've had the choice of having meat, haven't we, recently, and we decided against it.
Yeah.
Don't know what I'd do, though, if I gave up cheese.
Cheese is the thing. It would be difficult. Cheese and milk, they're staple.
I can do that milk.
You don't like milk, do you? You're allergic to it. But the thing is, these vegans are right, and we don't take the pee out of vegans on this show anyway. And we certainly haven't done as far as this series is concerned. The Talk Radio run, I probably have done in the past, I'm sure. But it's an obvious, easy thing to to laugh at vegans and poke fun at them all that. And we don't do that. But I think you guys are right. I don't want to become a vegan at the moment. I can live with the contradiction that exists in my lobes and my mental spheres. I can live with that. But, it doesn't sit comfortably with me. It's all bad. I'm a little bit umming and ahhing tonight because it's day 2 of not taking a pill. And it's just kind of hit me about an hour before we came in. It just kind of hit me, and my brain feels like it's made of cotton wool, and my mouth feels very dry, and I'm struggling. So let me explain for those who are not regular listeners to the show. So I'm coming off these antidepressants that I've been on for years, and I came off one set, the metazapine. They were great, man. They would just make you sleep. You take one and you slept. That's how I got through the jungle.
By the way, before we start getting tweets and texts...
Oh, screw those losers.
It's under the doctor's supervision.
Screw them. Let them make up let them fill their own blanks in.
They write it anyway.
Yeah, good, let them fill their own blanks in. Who cares what those idiots think? That's how I got through the jungle, was metazapine. Because at night, you'd go to the thing, you'd say, could I have my meds, please? And they'd say, come back, we'll call you back in 10 minutes. Would Iain please come to the jungle room, whatever it's called, jungle room. And then he'd give you meds, and as I walked away, I would just pop that in my mouth and know that within 15 minutes I was going to be asleep. I was going to be out of it. And it worked every night. Beautiful. That's how you get through the jungle. Drugs. So I came off those. I don't know when I even came off those. 8 months ago, something like that. And I'm trying to come off this Effexor, this venlafaxine. And it's tough. And I'm now down to 75 milligrams, either once every other day or once every third day. And so I had one... What day is it today? Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah.
I had one Sunday then. And I might ask you to go to my car, and I'm going to tell you all my stash of drugs, and I might ask you to get me one. In fact, I'm going to ask you to get me one, but
okay.
we can do it in a little bit. There's no rush. But that's why I'm a little bit slurry tonight, and a little bit umming and ahhing and jumping about. Now that could mean one of several things. It could mean it's going to be an awful show, or could mean it's going to be an absolute blinder. Could mean it's going to be an absolute blinder. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Is my yeah? There it is. It's there. I can't hear anything. Can't hear anything. Mark, are you a vegan? Come on. Turn your mic on. Turn your mic on. Are you a vegan?
Well, I was for about seven or 8 months.
Right.
And it was amazing.
Because I saw you nodding as we were kind of talking about it a little bit. That's what made me think.
No, I agree. I think it's cruel. It's really cruel. You watch these documentaries on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really.
I'll never watch a documentary on Netflix.
No.
But, so you were 7 or 8 months, and then what happened?
I really fancied a steak.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it? It tastes so good. This thing, it tastes so good. There's not deny it. It tastes really good. First thing I had properly when I stopped being a vegetarian was a steak. I'd never had a steak. And I was sucking the juice off this steak. It was incredible. So you a meat eater now?
Yeah. I want to go back to it, though, you know? I want to get back. I do really want to get back.
Thank you, Mark. Mark's Sam for tonight and this week, and he's taking the calls. If you call in, you'll speak to him. There is that kind of thing. I don't think I could... No, I could do it. Of course I could do it. We can do anything we want. We can achieve anything we want to achieve.
I've been really pleasantly surprised doing this kind of vegetarian during the week thing. And we didn't say that we were going to do 5 days, first of all. We said we'd manage a couple of days.
Meatfreemondays.com. You can do it right now, please.
But I started to experiment. BBC Good Food website, it's got some brilliant recipes.
Yeah.
And actually, they've been bangers, haven't they?
When I first started vegetarian, the only vegetarian restaurant was Cranks in London. There was one just off Carnaby Street, and it wasn't very nice. I mean, this is 30 years ago. It wasn't very nice. It was all very dry and brown. Everything was brown. But I don't know. I just don't know. Let's go to Paul. Good evening, Paul.
Hello. It's about vegans.
Go on, Paul. You spit it out.
Is it right? Is it all right for them to eat vegetables?
Sorry?
That's the point, because...
That's a stupid point.
It's not.
It's a dumb, stupid point, and you know it's a dumb, stupid point.
It's not stupid, honestly.
It is. You're phoning up to say compare eating vegetables with eating animals. You're stupid. You're an idiot.
No.
Yes, you are. You're an idiot.
No.
Let's hear your point, and it's going to make you sound and look like an idiot. Away you go. Because you think you're being clever and funny. You're not. You're being a dick. Go.
I'm not being clever and funny. I'm not.
I know you're not.
Because the point is, let me remember my point. If you don't eat anything, you'd be all right. You'd have to eat it through breath. You see, now vegans...
You'd have to eat it through breath?
Yeah, you can't...
Yeah, I've just run that sentence through the computer and it's come back as bullshine.
I'm all mixed up in my head. No, I'm all mixed up in my... I'm sorry, it sounds stupid.
Yes.
And it was in my head, but then it made me... You'll make me sound stupid, I know, but I didn't mean it.
I'm not making you sound stupid.
I know, yeah.
You're doing that, you're well.
I'm sorry, I'm doing that myself. Yeah, probably.
Paul, what's... You're trying to tell me that I like you, Paul. You sound like a nice man, but you're an idiot. You're trying to tell me that eating vegetables is as bad as killing animals. Well, that's not true. When did a leek have a baby?
Oh, they do, though.
No.
They do, though.
No, let Paul's put this ridiculous stall up. Let him try and sell his goods.
Yeah, because I saw a very thin person when I was sat in the bank, and she walked out to the door of the bank, and she was so thin, I thought she hadn't eaten anything at all. Now, some people, even Jesus says it's all right to eat meat and anything.
Well, it doesn't matter. Well, Jesus, as we know, is a great fairy story, and I appreciate it, and I think it's a really well-written little story, but it's a story.
I don't... An example.
OK, please do.
You see, if you don't eat...
So, you almost convinced me, by the way, Paul. You're winning me round. I didn't think you would.
If you don't eat meat, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What are you going to eat? You have to eat, like the vegetarians say, vegetables.
Correct. Yes.
Things, like
vegetables. Yes. We know what vegetables are.
Not toadstools. Can't eat toadstools.
Mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yes.
Various other things. Right.
Okay. Yes.
And you mustn't. It's gone from my mind. I can't remember it now.
Shall we take another call, then come back to you?
No. I'm perfectly happy to carry on.
Okay. Well, I just wonder if anything is going to come out of this, because so far you've been on for 5 minutes and you've said something about a thin person at a bank.
Oh, but we have laughed, haven't we?
Well, he's laughed. Now he's crying.
I didn't mean to confuse.
Get to the point, Paul! Oh, God. Give me the strength.
Is everyone coming off medication tonight?
Paul! Oh, God. Shall we start again?
It made sense before.
No, I bet it didn't.
Perfect sense. It's perfectly logical and sensible.
So your argument is that Jesus saw a thin person in a bank who ate a vegetable.
Pardon?
Are you saying that...
the vegetables they eat alive. So
this is the point I knew you were going to get to 10 minutes ago.
The vegetables themselves are alive. Yes?
But vegetables do not...
The vegetables.
Vegetables are not sentient beings that feel pain.
Well, Prince Charles think they are.
Well, Prince Charles is a bell.
A tree. What about a tree? Does that feel pain when you chop it down?
Do you eat trees, Paul?
Is that happy?
Are you eating?
Is it a happy tree?
Are you eating trees now?
Pardon? What's a tree? You can get apples from a tree, and you pull the apples off, and you've killed them. You've separated the parents.
The apple drops them. I mean,
You're a fanny.
The apple is a very bad mother.
Paul, I got a message for you from George Galloway.
You're a fanny.
A what?
Baby,
hang on.
You're a fanny.
A fanny?
You're a fanny.
Funny. Yes, very good.
You're a fanny.
Well done. Pardon?
You're a fanny.
Pardon? What?
Am I talking to myself here? What are you beefing on about?
I've got a willy.
Oh, dear.
Thanks very much for your call, Paul. That's great news. Paul has got a willy. 034. That was a great conclusion to a very, very strange phone call. 03. I knew that was going to be his argument. It took us 10 minutes to get there, and we went all via a bank with a slim person in it eating a vegetable, and Jesus.
Mm-hmm. And apple trees dropping their babies.
0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. Unfiltered night talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000. By the way, we finished the show last night, and we ended with Paul Ross in the studio and miserable Keith on the line, who phones up and ruins films, just spoils the ends of films. So I'm listening to Paul on the way home. Keith comes on and ruins the end of Taxi. I don't want to spoil... I can't do his accent. I don't want to spoil the end of Taxi Driver, but it gets very violent at the end, and he changes his ways. Oh. And I'm thinking, why? Just stop telling... Why are you even saying that? Keith, I'm going to say it. Keith is my least favourite caller.
Oh, no, I've got Leicester.
Oh, go on, who? Let's say it. Let's just do it. Let's just get it out there.
That horrible John that we don't talk to anymore.
Oh, ignore the banned ones.
All right, ones that we let on. I find Paul in Stoke Poge is a buzzkill.
Well, he's not... He doesn't...
He was on this week.
I know. How did that happen?
You let him on.
Mark let him on.
There are a few. There are a few.
Okay.
You know.
I do know. And here's Alistair.
Hello there.
Hello there, Alistair. Season's blessings to you.
And to yourselves, Ian and Kath. I need your advice.
Okay, I would say double bag it.
What?
I had a very sort of strange experience today.
Okay. Were you sober?
Oh, don't be mean.
Come on. He knows he takes it as it comes.
I do.
It's a joke meant with love, brother. You know that. You know that. We can joke with him when he's sober. When he's drunk, we can't. That's the deal that we've made with the devil.
Anyway, the next neighbour of mine
has
been up to see me a couple of times.
Oh, yeah.
Because when he left, we kind of exchanged mobile numbers, because he'd helped me out a couple of times with putting a gate on my garden at the back and this, that and the other, and he was generally a nice sort of person.
Yeah.
But, and now he's gone, as I say, he lives about an hour away now. And the first time he came up a couple of weeks ago, because he'd been previously married for about 20 years until his partner sadly died, a lady.
I know where this is going.
He's had no luck since on sort of dating or anything with the ladies.
With the ladies?
He's kind of...
he's broadening his horizon, shall we say?
Yes, he is.
Is he?
Yes. So he met this bloke in a cafe.
Beautiful.
There you go.
And they're sort of, just getting to know each other as friends, and it all sounds very good, and we spoke about it. And I said, well, that's great.
It's nice.
It's a good thing. So he came back to see me today. He doesn't know about my drinking problem, of course, and he kind of had been supportive with that very much so, and that's why I think we're still friends. So he came back up to see me, and he started talking about his, this new friend again, and the fact that, he wears women's clothing and things.
Okay. What your neighbour does, or your neighbour's new friend?
Neighbours. The ex-neighbour wears.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, a lot of people do.
But then he started to go into some detail about things, about what sort of clothes. In fact, he said, "Oh, today I'm wearing knickers," and he called them pull-ups or something. I don't know what that.
Hold-ups.
Those are stockings that got a little bit of tape. Means you don't need to wear suzzies. I find they don't really work very well.
Oh, yes, they do.
Okay.
You've got to hike them up quite high.
Hike them up. Okay. So he was telling you that. All right.
Yeah. So I'm kind of sitting here, and I'm, still encouraging him to, hope everything goes well with his friends and all peace and love. I haven't got a problem with it.
No.
But then he comes out with, I've ordered some shoes as well. Some ladies' shoes. The next time I come up here, I could show them to you.
Okay.
And I said, I thought, I don't really want to see them in my head. Because I've got no issue with him doing whatever floats his boat. But I wondered if he was trying to get me involved in some way. Maybe I was wrong. But...
Well, okay, this is a fascinating one, Alistair. Yeah, maybe he was. Maybe he was trying to get you involved. Maybe he wasn't. I guess you could have just come out right and said, are you trying to get me involved? I'm slightly confused as to why you're telling me this. This is great that you found this freedom and that you're enjoying it. I just wondered, I'm making up in my head that you want me to kind of either dress up with you or engage in some kind of sex with you, because if that's what you're suggesting, I ain't into it, and if it's not what you're suggesting, I'm really, really sorry for thinking that, but that's just where my thoughts are going. That would be okay.
Yeah, because it might just be that, I imagine there are very few people he can talk to about this stuff still, because it's all so new.
Well, he hides it from his family.
Right. So he's feeling enthusiastic, and he's so relieved that he can talk openly with you that maybe he's oversharing a bit. So it could be that there's nothing in it apart from... look at this, this is a new part of my life, and I'm glad I can speak to someone about it. But if you're feeling uncomfortable and he's your friend and he's come an hour to see you, so it suggests that he does think quite a lot of you, say to him, listen, am I reading this wrong? What?
Yeah. just be honest with them, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that, and by the way, I'm fully aware that dressing up in clothes of the opposite sex doesn't necessarily have to be a sexual thing. I'm just kind of putting myself into I'm verbalising what I imagined Alistair was thinking.
If you're feeling vibes, Alistair, then, you know.
Yeah, you've got to trust your vibes. It's a weird one, isn't it? Because also, everyone is entitled to not feel... threatened is slightly the wrong word, but it's the only one I can think of at the moment. Uncomfortable in their own house.
Yeah.
So you're entitled to not feel uncomfortable in your own house, but also, you know...
You have to be open-minded about things.
Well, open-minded, I think, is slightly the wrong word. It's like... Well, you have to... Okay, question why you felt uncomfortable.
I think it was just the detail. Like, he was talking a little bit about how he sees his relationship with this bloke is going to progress.
Yeah.
But he's going to take on the role as a lady, I think.
Okay.
If they sort of become intimate. And he did speak about the fact that he gave him a French kiss.
Okay.
And then it was wonderful and everything. I don't know. I feel bad in a way because maybe I am being just oversensitive, and and I don't think he was trying. Looking back, he hasn't crossed the line with me. He's just, as you say.
Here's the thing, right? I've got it, and I was trying to work out whether this was transphobic or homophobic or whatever, and it's not. It's not, because I've got it now. You are well within your rights, particularly within your own home, to say. And the thing that makes me think this isn't transphobic or homophobic is I was going through the scenario with a heterosexual person, and it still works. So you could you are very you're allowed to say, and Catherine will check me if I'm wrong on this. Look, this kind of conversation about physical intimacy is actually making me feel a little bit uncomfortable. It's a little bit more detail than I need. I'm glad you found someone. I hope it's great. And I'm happy to kind of hear about how the relationship is progressing, but the physical stuff, actually, I don't want to know that. And I would feel as comfortable saying that to a gay person or a transsexual as I would to a heterosexual person.
Yeah,
if the detail was too intimate for me, I would happily say, I don't really want to know that.
Wonder how your partner would feel about you sharing this level of detail with me, and I'm not sure it's appropriate.
Yeah, you are within your rights to say that. That is not phobic in any way. That is setting safe and healthy boundaries, which you're entitled to do in life. You're particularly entitled to do within your own living room.
Yes.
You know, if there's anywhere that we should be able to feel 100% safe, then it's on our own sofas.
But at the same time, it's flattering that this person feels so comfortable with you that they can talk. Yeah. I mean, it's been years of what it sounds like. It's been years of sort of fighting a feeling, and finally, that's a feeling that they're able to explore. It might be that this is just kind of over exuberance and a rush of relief. But if you're feeling uncomfortable about it, if you were in their position, you would want to know, wouldn't you? You wouldn't want someone to be dreading you coming round in case you tell them too much. So just remember that person that you've known for all that time.
Or give it a go. No, I don't say that. My tongue is slightly in my cheek, but it's only slightly in my cheek. Maybe give it a go.
So what was that, Ian, you said, the last thing?
I said give it a go.
Oh, for me
buy some pants. Buy some ladies' pants and put them on.
No. Well, as I say, I don't have a problem with it, but that isn't my shtick.
Then that's fine. If it's not your shtick,
they're not massively roomy, to be honest.
Then leave your shtick where it is.
Yeah.
Don't try and squeeze your shtick into something as tight and as small
and
as that.
They are getting smaller.
Isn't it?
They're getting very small pants.
Alistair, thank you for that, mate.
Cheers.
Tutty bye. 03444 499 1000 is the phone number. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Hello, is that Balcony Shirts in Uxbridge?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Would you do a racist T-shirt for me if I give you a racist slogan? Would you do one for me, please?
I'm afraid we absolutely can't do racist T-shirts, but we can do sexist or homophobic.
It's really the Asians that I want to shout about on a T-shirt.
Who the hell's that?
03444991000. That's my mate Scott, who's working late tonight.
Yeah, watch out for the secret shopper.
Ooh, yeah! Gotcha! I gotcha! I gotcha! Does homophobic T-shirts interesting? I know for a fact that he has had to turn down racist, like proper full-on race.
Yeah.
People have got him with racist slogans. He's a T-shirt printer. He's great, and he designs all my record covers and things for the label I do. And people are going with like really racist stuff, and he just goes, I can't print that.
He's told me about some of the stuff he's put on hen night T-shirts.
Oh, it's disgusting. He does that. It's disgusting. Good evening, Abby.
Hi.
Hey, Abby, how you doing?
I'm not too bad. Just finished a long day.
Oh, what you been doing today? Tell us about today.
Oh, I've just been working.
Oh man, I see. My day was long. Right, get this. I had to sit through a pantomime today.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, I sit through a pantomime. I really enjoyed it actually. I went with my boys obviously, and we had a good old laugh. And there was a bit where during the 12 days of Christmas, they chucked out toilet rolls into the audience, and my eldest caught it and lobbed it back on the stage.
Beautiful.
And then my youngest got squirted in the face with a water pistol. And so we had a good old time. But get this, right? There were two people in the pantomime that I didn't think were very good, and I was up for one of the roles. I nearly got one of the roles, and then it went this other way for obvious reasons. But there were two people that they weren't very good.
I'm going to tell you something now.
Yeah?
The names,
Yeah.
unless they're seasoned performers,
Yeah.
like and they get, for example, I saw Denise from 5 Star.
Yeah.
As the Fairy Bow Bells. Amazing.
Yeah.
Because she's a singer.
Yeah, yeah.
But often the names are crap, aren't they?
Well, no.
I mean, crap at acting.
Well, no, because I would have thought that the man, I would have thought he would have been all right. The man, out of the two people. I'm deliberate. I don't want to be mean.
Oh, so just a man.
I don't want to be mean and say...
No, don't.
I don't want to be mean and say who they were. I don't want to be mean and say who they were, so I won't. But two people, I just sat there, rubbish. And one of them, you could almost see her counting the steps. I'm bad, 2, 3, 4. Da, da, da.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Well, no,
someone's hired them.
The game, they should have hired me.
Exactly.
Bill Kenwright should have hired me. My mate Joe Pasquale is going to get me a gig next year. By the way, Joe Pasquale, who I'm now best friends with, I texted Joe Pasquale. He's going to be in the studio early next year. He's coming in the studio, and he's going to get me a job in pantomime next year.
Oh.
So that is happening. Anyway, Abby, what can I do for thee?
I was ringing up to discuss the animal welfare stuff.
Yeah, go on.
Yay.
No,
I was just reading. I know, it's such a one of them subjects, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm guessing this is to do with the Waitrose thing and the vegan activists and stuff.
No, there's no news hook.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, basically...
Were you listening?
Well, I was. I caught right at the end.
Okay, right. No,
And
no,
then
I was
you were
just
discussing vegetarianism.
Yeah,
and
just
that, and
talking about it.
veganism,
No,
so
I don't know what the story is about Waitrose. So no, it's nothing to do with that.
Oh, no, when I searched the number, it came up on the webpage. I thought that might be what you were talking about.
Oh, it's on our
regardless-
webpage. No. Oh, God, we're not
regardless
that.
of that.
Regardless of that.
So-
Just chatting.
I've been a vegetarian, basically, my whole life.
Right.
Never ate meat.
Oh, never?
Oh, really? Because your parents are veggies, are they?
They were, yeah, when I grew up, yeah. So I've never tried it apart from the odd cross-contamination in a restaurant.
Yes.
Which I don't take half as seriously as if it was for religious
Oh, no,
belief
I was a
dietary
vegetarian.
belief
I was a
or
vegetarian for
anything like
26 years, and if something got cooked in goose fat or something, and okay, fine. Well, I'd rather it didn't, but whatever. Okay, so yes, continuez-vous, s'il vous plaît, madame.
No, I was actually just going to talk about this thing that was on your webpage.
Go on. What is it? What is the story then? Because I don't know it. What is it?
Oh, this about the vegan activist that says in 40 years they believe that it's going to be total animal liberation, and I think it's completely naive to think that. As a lifelong vegetarian, I do not, and I've been a chef for the last 10 years, so I've happily prepared meat.
Yeah.
That it's completely naive.
Why?
To think.
Tell me why.
Because being a vegetarian is a choice, the same choice as eating meat.
Yeah.
I do also agree 100% that, yes, we should have better way of looking after these animals. But I think it's completely naive to think that people are going to stop.
Being a vegetarian is a cop-out, though, isn't it?
Do you think?
Yeah.
Go on, elaborate.
Because you're still engaged in animal cruelty.
To some extent, yeah.
Yeah. So, well, you are to an extent. If I'm assuming you drink milk and you eat cheese and have eggs, so that you are engaged in animal cruelty. So it's a cop out.
I don't eat eggs. I'm just going to throw that one out there, but that is me personally. But as a vegetarian, most vegetarians do, but I don't.
Okay, but you drink milk.
Occasionally, yeah.
Okay,
I'm
well,
not vegan.
Okay, well,
I eat cheese.
Okay, so you drink milk and you eat cheese. Well, that's incredibly cruel and painful to the cows involved, isn't it?
Yeah, I can believe. I do understand that, but I still think it's not the same as eating.
Well, no,
animals.
it is. It's in fact, it's worse than eating meat. Yeah, drinking milk and eating cheese is worse than eating meat.
Right. Okay. I don't really agree with that because
I'm happy to explain
yes,
it.
they are being farmed in a certain
Because they have
way.
their kids. They have babies, and the babies are ripped away. The babies aren't allowed to have their mum's milk. The babies are ripped away from them as soon as they are born. They're then hooked up to machines and continually injected with chemicals that make them constantly feel like they've just given birth. So it's painful. So it's a torture. Whereas if you're getting a bit
not naive enough to think that
if you let me finish the point. Okay, if you let me finish the point. If you're getting a bit of beef, that animal is being led to death. It has to do the walk of shame to death with all of its friends. Hearing and tests have proven the animals in the queue know what's going on in front. They know what's going on. As soon as they start hearing that stuff, they try and back out of the queue, right? But they go in and bishy bashy boshy, they get the electric shock and then they get killed and they're dead. So they're dead in about 10 minutes, right? Whereas the milk is continuous torture for months, years. And you're cool with that. That's a cop-out.
Okay, I hear your point. But equally, I think cows, yeah, that's one argument. But then if you discuss...
well, no, but cows is quite a big argument. Cows is quite a big argument.
It's a big argument. But equally, they pump the cows that are used for meat full of antibiotics. And
yeah, but that's why what you're doing is
into meat.
Yeah, but what you're doing is a cop-out.
So you believe that everyone should be vegans?
I'm starting...
Who have an opinion.
Sorry?
On anything to do with that. Do you know what I mean? Who have an opinion in that area?
What? I don't understand that last point.
You can't have an opinion unless you're like a vegan because there's no leg to...
No, I didn't say that at all. I didn't say you couldn't have an opinion. What? That's crazy.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I just meant because a vegetarian obviously has some animal product that they're not...
Well, surely it's got to be. As I'm getting older and older, I'm starting to realise it's got to be all or nothing, surely. There's no point in going... I'm going to be nice to these animals, but these ones I'm going to put through torture.
I do hear your point.
Come on. You know it, Abby. You know
I do understand your point.
You know
I do get it.
You know it.
But equally...
You know it.
I still think...
You know it. You know it. Come on, you know it, Abby. You know I'm right. Abby! Abby, you know I'm right!
I do understand your point. I do get it.
We're drowning in a sea of contradiction. Our lives are meaningless.
I'm just going to go throw my milk in the bin. Just hang on a sec.
Well, no, don't. No,
you waste it. I mean, they've tortured them for nothing.
Drink it first.
I'm joking. I don't.
I love a glass of cold milk. Listen, I'm a walking contradiction. I'm not having a go at you. But as I'm getting older and older, I'm starting to think that vegans are actually right. Could I commit to being a vegan? I don't know if I could, Abby. Like I said, I was a vegetarian for 26, 27 years, and I'm sort of now a vegetarian 5 days a week. But that's a cop-out.
When I was a kid...
Yeah.
Like, we get shipped down to the high street on a Saturday morning to Holland and Barrett to buy, there are other shops obviously, but to go and buy all our, soya and all that stuff because it was not readily available.
Yeah.
It was a big commitment 30 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It was hard work 30 years ago, wasn't it? It was tough.
You couldn't eat out in restaurants. It it wasn't something that was accessible.
It was always either macaroni, cheese, or pasta bake was what you'd get.
I
It
always
would be the
got
vegetarian
cheese
option.
potato pie.
Yeah.
At my friend's house from school because none of the parents knew what to cook me.
Hey, by the way, just I've been eating meat the last couple of Christmases, but one of the great joys of being a vegetarian at Christmas was Marks and Spencer's would do the most amazing, and they just do them at Christmas, and I never knew why. They would do the most amazing nut roasts, like really intricate, and people go, "Oh, nut roast." No. This stuff was amazing. Do they still do those, Abby?
I don't know. I'm not.
She's a chef. She can do her own a bit.
Yeah,
It's
I suppose
better.
so.
I'm not going to lie.
So. All right, Abby. Listen, hey, nice one. Thank you for bringing that story, and thank you for being a good sport.
No, it's all right. Anytime.
Cheers, my dears. Ta-ta. Bye-bye. 0344 499 1000. Chris, Carl, stay there. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Christmas Day is right around the corner again. After one more year, summer's gone. It's a time for gathering together with friends to rejoice with laughter and a song. Christmas is my time of year. That's when there's love and good cheer. And if we could make this feeling last forever, what a beautiful place this world truly would be. If we all could make a true endeavor to be friends, there could be a better world for you and me. Christmas is my time of year. Yeah, that's when there's love and good cheer. Christmas means love and good cheer.
I hate Christmas. It's Christmas. Oh, jeez. 034. I don't hate Christmas normally. This year I'm struggling a bit. Let's go to Chris. Good evening, Chris.
Good evening. How you doing?
My health is not in question. And we're saying that because it's 12 years to the day, apparently, since Mike's Dickin died. I'm going to play some Mike Dickin clips a bit later on. 12 years to the day. I thought it was longer, actually, than that, but someone tweeted me. So tonight is a celebration of Mike Dickin, one of the greatest phone-in hosts of all time. Miserable, grumpy old git.
Yeah, you're listening to Late Night Alternative with added Dickin.
Yes, exactly. If anyone wants to phone up and say you love Mike's Dickin, you'd be welcome to. So I found a couple of clips. We'll play in a bit. Anyway, Chris, yes, sir.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's not what I've called you for.
No,
enough.
I know it's not. That was a spontaneous bit of the conversation. Now back to the script.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Just a few points on the dairy industry.
Cool. Yes. Cool.
Okay. Right. To start with, the newborn calves are allowed the milk off the mothers.
Why are you defending animal torture?
Sorry. No, I'm not. I'm not defending it. I'm just wanting to pull up a few points that you made and just.
Why? Who cares about facts? Who cares about facts? Animals are being tortured just for a glass of milk, just for a yacht,
eating,
just for a fridge. The FRIJJ. I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do you care about eating and drinking then?
No.
No. There was a bit of rhetorical in that, to be honest.
Well, it wasn't rhetorical. It was a question. I mean, what? So, okay, you're going to say that but the thing is, you can't argue that the milk industry isn't cruel.
Okay, why is that?
Because it's cruel.
Okay, well, if you give me the opportunity, I will do. Right, to start with, cows now, a lot of them are going on robot milking machines, yeah? So they actually go and voluntarily drop down the milk.
Shut up. They don't volunteer. Hey, guys, they got a new robot milking machine. Who's up for this?
Hey, Chris, I had a breast pump. I wouldn't choose to do it every day.
Come on, man. The cows aren't volunteering to be...
I'm assuming you're not a cow, though.
Well...
I don't know.
Well...
Test me.
The cows don't volunteer to go and be milked off by a robot. That's rubbish.
Yeah, they do. Seriously.
No, they
Honestly,
don't. No, they don't, Chris. That is rubbish.
Google it,
no, I'm not going to Google it because I'm not an idiot and I don't believe everything that's written online. So you're telling me cows spontaneously go to get milked off?
No, they go when they're ready to. Seriously. And I'm not an idiot. I don't read it online. I actually work in the dairy industry. So,
okay, fair play. That was ownership of the highest level. That is. I can't come back against that. But they don't volunteer. They can't volunteer for it, mate. They're cows.
Yeah, they do. Seriously.
Well, you just keep saying, yeah, they do seriously. Doesn't mean that they do. So are they not? They're not injected with chemicals to make them feel that they're.
No,
they
it's
just give
totally
them.
illegal.
This guy's totally turned me around. Screw vegans. Vegans are idiots.
Yeah, but if
No, I haven't said that.
I had
No,
kids.
I said it, Chris. I know you're trying to suck all the vibe out of this show, but let me inject a little bit back into
I
it.
had my last child 5 years ago, and if I was getting pumped regularly on a pumping machine, I would still be expressing milk now. That's what happens, I'm guessing.
Okay, you're guessing that, you don't know.
Tell me then, Chris.
What do you do, Chris, what is your job?
Basically, what happens in the dairy industry with a cow, yeah, it gets pregnant, it gives birth to a calf, yeah, the calf's on its mother for a couple of days, because otherwise...
But they're forced to get pregnant, aren't they?
No.
Yes, they are. They're forced to get pregnant.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, well, no... Aha!
Are you
and
guessing?
There, sir, is the first chink in your armour. Yeah, dairy cows have to become pregnant to have calves. They do it forcibly through artificial insemination, of course.
Okay, then. But not everybody uses artificial insemination.
Okay, but some of them do, so the industry is cruel.
Well, like I say, if you want to come back to that each time...
It's cruel. Calves are taken... Listen, I'm on the Vegan Society website, Chris.
Why is it cruel to get pregnant, then?
I tell you what, because I'm on the Vegan Society website. So let's read what it says here on the Vegan Society website.
Yeah, don't believe everything you read on the Vegan Society.
I don't believe everything I hear from people who work in the dairy industry. You dig?
But you believe everybody who works in the vegan industry?
No, I question everything, man. I question everything. So I don't believe you blindly. I don't believe you blindly, and I don't believe the Vegan Society blindly. But you're telling me one extreme. The Vegan Society website is telling me another extreme. So who am I supposed to believe? You? Them? Somewhere in the middle?
Well, you sound like you're promoting the vegan side of things.
No,
saying,
not at all.
Farming's cruel, etc.
Well, farming is cruel. Farming is cruel. Farming by its very nature is cruel.
Okay, like I say, that's your view. Obviously,
No. You're telling me that a bolt through the head is not cruel?
Okay, for slaughter then, yes, but then...
That's farming. You said farming isn't cruel. Farming is cruel because the ultimate aim of a significant percentage of farming, and I'm choosing my words carefully because I feel that you're that kind of dude, the ultimate aim of a significant percentage of farming is to kill the animal. That is cruel, right? So that is... There's no way around it. That is cruel.
Okay, well, like I say, we try to do it as humanely.
There's no humane way of killing anything, buddy.
Okay, well, like I say, that is your opinion.
No, it's fact. It's fact, and it's fact.
No.
There is no humane way of killing an animal. There is no humane way of doing it. Not for food. Put it out of its misery. Okay, yeah, that's humane. But for food, nah. There's no humane way of doing it.
Okay, no worries.
Calves are generally taken away from their mothers within 24 hours of birth, causing immense distress for both mother and calf. They both usually cry out for each other as they are separated. The mother has to endure this happening 4 or 5 times before she is spent. Males who are of little use to the dairy industry are either killed shortly after birth or sent away to be reared for veal.
Okay, so that's coming off the vegan website, is it?
Yeah. Is that true or false?
Some of it's true.
Which bit's true, which bit's false?
Okay, the calves certainly don't come off their mothers at 24 hours old, because otherwise they wouldn't have any immune system that they get from their mothers, and they just die. So the object of the farmer is not to let his sort of bread and butter, his livelihood, die on the spot, is it? So that's not true.
Okay, well, how about if we go to ScienceDaily.com? Calves of dairy cows are generally separated from the mothers within the first 24 hours after birth. I can find... You told me to Google it, and I'm Googling it, and now you don't like what I'm finding when I Google it?
No, not at all. It's like I say, it's up to you which websites come
Okay.
out.
Okay, let's go to the RSPCA. How about the RSPCA? For cows to produce milk, they have to give birth to a calf. Standard dairy industry practice is to separate calves within 24 hours of birth. This is done to reduce the risk of disease transmission to the calf. So are the RSPCA liars, just like the vegans, just like that science journal that I found? They're liars as well, aren't they?
I'm not saying they're liars, but I'm saying that they're incorrect.
Okay, so the RSPCA, ScienceDaily.com and the Vegan Society are incorrect. Now, I can understand why the Vegan Society might have significant bias. I would also understand that the Vegan Society have all of their facts checked because they know they're going to get picked up. But let's put the Vegan Society website to one side. Why would the RSPCA have it wrong?
Like I say, just factual analysis. The RSPCA, if they said that on their website, then it's not correct. I mean,
why would the RSPCA? What bias is there?
I honestly don't know.
Okay, so you don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, so just tell me exactly what you do in the dairy industry.
I work in the dairy industry.
As?
I'm a dairy farmer.
Okay, right. So maybe on your farm, you don't take the calves away 24 hours away.
No.
On other farms, it would appear, as it says, generally. In other places, they generally do it.
Okay. Can I tell you something, Ian? Most of us dairy farmers out there absolutely love our cows to bits.
That's why you kill them. That's why you kill them.
No.
Well, that's it.
No, we don't kill them.
You can't... If you love an animal, right, genuinely, and I'm a meat eater now, this period in my life. But if you love... You can't love animals and then hook them up to machines and cause them pain and kill them.
Well, like I say, a cow that's in pain, that's being treated cruelly, isn't being fed properly, isn't being looked after, it won't produce any milk. And therefore, it's not in the farmer's interest to go down that route.
Right. So you just do dairy, you don't do meat?
No.
Okay.
Just dairy.
Okay, fine. How many cows you got?
250.
Right, okay. Well, listen, I'm sure you run a great farm, and I'm sure your farm is as cow-friendly as it is possible to be, but the fact that you cannot see that exploiting animals for your own financial gain and for other people's diet is inherently cruel, that speaks volumes.
Well, we do feed the country, I'm afraid, Ian. And veganism, vegetarianism, it's personal choice. I've got no problem with it if they want to do that.
Yet you phoned up to say that we're somehow promoting veganism. We're not. We're just having an open discussion.
Well, you did say vegans. Did you say they're always right or something like that? Is that right?
No, I didn't.
No. Okay.
No, I didn't say that. What a stupid thing to try and pick me up on. Of course I didn't say that.
Okay. Well, like I say, I did ask the question. So.
Shouldn't you be in bed?
I am in bed.
Well, there you go. All right, man, listen, I'm sure your farm is great. I'm sure you do a great job. But, as a meat eater, I just think the whole thing's cruel. I think it's cruel. And I can't get around that. Huh?
Are you going to stop eating meat?
I did stop eating for 26 years.
Yeah, you said, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm down to 5 days a week not eating meat. I still drink milk. I still drink cheese. I'm a walking contradiction. I've explained that we are human beings and, we can exist with two different opposing thoughts going on in our head. But I sleep a little less better each night, if that's almost English, knowing that what I'm doing is wrong. I know that what I'm doing is wrong, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. Well, so that, Ian, we're just going to agree to disagree, aren't we?
Okay, let's do that. Hey, nice one, Chris.
I will wish you both a very happy Christmas.
Have a good Christmas. Nice Crimbus, Chris. Thank you very much indeed.
Interesting. In answer to his question, what's wrong with being pregnant? Nothing, as long as you're choosing.
Whoa, was that a bit harsh with Chris there? He seemed like a nice guy.
No, he was up for it.
He was robust. Chris was robust. Thank you, Chris.
We didn't say the vegans are always right. We said that the annoying thing is that they've got a point.
They probably are right about
They're
this.
right about a lot.
Probably are right about this. Thank you, Chris. I hope you took that in the spirit it was intended. Carl, you'll be next. Then it's Andre, then it's Jerry. 03444991000. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
03444991000. Celebrate Christmas. We're talking about veganism. I don't quite know where it's come from, but I'm becoming more and more aware that vegans are right. They're right.
I have thought about Christmas because I'm going over to my mum's, and Christmas falls on a Tuesday, right?
Yeah, sure.
So I've not been eating meat during the week for long enough for it to become quite embedded. And it's going to be a meat fest.
Yeah. Sausage party you're going to?
No.
That means dicks, yeah?
Yeah.
Man alive, I'm so glad I didn't think my kids see that film.
My kids keep seeing it on Netflix and asking if they can watch it. I mean, it looks like a lot of fun.
Word, please. Right, just for example, what I'm about to say is illegal, so we don't actually do it, obviously. It's not illegal, but it's mild fraud, okay? So we're now about to engage in a fantasy scenario where, and this is all just pretend, the next few minutes conversation is pretend. We're going to pretend that Catherine uses my Netflix login, okay? It's a fantasy scene, a little latte, a pantomime for the boys and girls at home. So and the play begins now. Stop watching crap on my Netflix login because it totally buggers up my suggestions. And also, just don't leave things halfway in the middle.
Some of them are rubbish.
Them. Be kind, rewind. Right? And stop watching crap and stop watching kids stuff on my...
I haven't.
Someone
I haven't
has.
for ages.
Someone has.
It's not me.
Because I keep getting recommended like Barbie shit. So
they don't watch that.
Watching.
That might be your boys. You won't have a word.
Stop watching.
And it's fine if it is.
On my.
My kids haven't watched your Netflix.
Well, then
for
stop.
Ages.
Be kind. Rewind. And scene. Have you seen that film? Be kind. Rewind.
Well, you'd know.
No. Have you? It's a funny film.
I think I have seen it.
It's a funny film.
It's about a video shop, isn't it?
Yes. It's Jack Black. Be kind. Rewind. Hang on. I watched it on a plane. There's the bit where he sings the Ghostbusters song. Can I just play this one scene? Hang on a second. This is funny, and this might be in foreign. It looks like it might be in foreign. Hang on, here we go.
And action. Start over. Sorry, cut. What? I looked right in the lens. We gotta start over.
We can't start over.
I looked right in the lens.
You just have to do one good take, all right? Don't listen. What you're doing is good. Just
I
do
am
the
doing
same
good,
thing.
right?
Yeah,
Just Jack Black, I think, is about to sing the Ghostbusters theme, and I remember it being funny.
just do the
Am I
same
doing
thing.
great?
You're doing great, but
All
don't
right.
look at...
You're doing good, too,
All right, thanks,
with the
thanks.
cinematography.
Okay, good. Go, check the cards. Check the cards. Okay, you're doing... That's good, that's right. That's great. That's good. Put your head down. Put your head down. I can't see. Okay, go back to the shelf. Suspecting nothing. It goes. It goes.
You're walking down the street, and you see a little ghost. What you gonna do about Ghostbusters?
If I remember, it's a film about a video shop, but they lose all the tapes or something.
I can't remember.
So they have to recreate all the films. So they film them themselves. Can I just hear that little...
It was such a long time ago that I saw it that I didn't realise Jack Black was in it.
Yeah.
And you see a little ghost. You're walking down the street, and you see a little ghost. What you gonna do about Ghostbusters?
What? What you gonna do about Ghostbusters? Good evening, Carl.
Hi, Ian.
Hey, Carl.
Hiya.
Hiya.
I'm a bit apprehensive following that last call, actually.
Yeah, you should be, because I'm in a feisty mood. I want to kick some ass.
Have you been milking stuff?
Well, many things, but...
Steady on, guys. Let's keep it above the waist, please. It's Christmas. Baby Jesus.
Okay.
Here we go.
26 years ago, I worked in a poultry factory killing chickens.
Ooh, tough guy, huh?
Yes. It's the largest one in UK. It was then anyway, down in Hereford.
Okay.
And I was.
Do you mind if I just take you back to what your life was like? This is
rough. Yeah, I remember it. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that it? Is that bringing
back a lot of memories?
Do they make that noise when they're sad? Oh dear. See, what's going to happen now is we'll get a chicken farmer ringing up saying that's not how they do it.
Well, 26 years ago, I can tell you exactly how they did it.
Just completely ignores that rubbish. Like, OK, we'll let him do his little thing and then I'll carry on with my story. Oh, sorry, I made myself laugh, Carl. I do apologise. Very rarely does it happen. Away you go, Carl. Let's hear your story about being murdering your blood-stained hands.
12,500 chickens an hour.
Whoa, mate! Get the popo. This is insane.
Because I thought I was tough, I got a job on the evisceration line.
Oh, my God.
Which is where it separates the different parts of the chicken and throw it in different waterways. So you've got your livers and your hearts and your bits in there. So after doing a few weeks, you were allowed to do overtime. And I asked for some overtime, and they put me upstairs. There was a second layer to this. 2,000 people worked for this company down there.
Yes.
And I was stuck by myself taking tail fat out of the birds as they came along at great speed.
The old tail fat, the old TF remover, huh? Wow.
Yeah, you shove your thumb into the cavity of the chicken and you pulled out a lump of white tail fat.
You sure that was chicken tail fat, not something left there by the farmer? I mean, that sounds gross.
My God, really?
That's what they do.
Yeah.
That's what farmers do, don't they? That's true. That is true. You'll back me up on that, won't you, Carl, please?
Yeah. But then you're going to ask what they're going to use this tail fat for, and I had to ask a lot of questions to find that answer out.
Yeah.
So you've got pure white tail fat, lumps of tail fat, just that's it.
Yes.
Any ideas?
White chicken tail fat. It's going to be for something gross, obviously.
I wonder whether it's for, like, makeup or something.
It could be...
Yeah.
Is it like face cream for bags under your eyes?
Well, next time you eat some ice cream, you'll see it's got animal fats in. And that's tail fat, i.e. fat round the chicken.
Oh, in that case, it
that
tastes...
you're eating in ice cream.
Tastes so good.
It does, doesn't it?
Tastes so good.
I've always looked at chickens in a different way, I must admit.
How did they kill the chickens? Did they gas them?
No, they go through a machine, and it's a defeathering, and it does two jobs at once. It cuts the heads off, and it cuts the feet off.
Oh.
So it's defeathered, and then and it's a rotary machine.
Flipping heck, man. That is...
So...
And here's the thing, right? I'm sure a lot... they've been killed different ways in different places, right? But I ate chicken. I didn't know that machine existed. They can't still use that now, do they?
Oh, I would have thought so. That's the cleanest way. What they do is they dip the heads into a bath very briefly, and that's electric shock, and it's supposed to stun them.
I don't know. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
A part of me is thinking, should we even be talking about this on the radio? Of course we should. This is where our food comes from. And I didn't know that. And that just goes to show... Here's the thing. When I started eating meat again, Carl, I was... And this was about 4.5 years ago, probably about... I think I turned 40, so about 4.5 years ago. And I genuinely intended, I never got round to it, to go to an abattoir and see it happening. And because even when I started eating meat again, I still ethically it felt wrong to kill animals for food. I thought, right, well, if I can go to an abattoir and I can watch them being killed, and I can walk away and be cool with that, then I can eat meat. Then I've made peace with what happens, and I can eat meat. And if I can't be cool with that, then I can't eat meat anymore. But I didn't do it, probably because I think I know what the answer would be. But wow, there's a machine. So you say they're de-headed and de-legged. Are they made? Yeah. Are they made? Are they made to stand erect then?
No, they're hung. They're hung upside down.
Right. Okay.
So you've got two teams or three teams, I think, of hangers, and that's their only job. And they unload the Arctic wagons that come in with the chickens, and they hang them upside down on this continuous belt that is continually going day and night.
Yes, man.
And they're hung upside down, they're stunned, defeathered, the feet are off, the head are off, and then they're sent to different departments in the building. Either the big chillers or up to, I can't really name the brand, but it's a fast food takeaway.
All right, don't do that thing where you give us clues, because that's the same as naming it. Is it run by a military man?
No, it's no. There's a film about how it started, actually, just recently released.
Oh, McDonald's.
Yeah.
No, you can say McDonald's. McDonald's meat is fine. Gosh, how long did you do that for, Carl?
About 9 months, I think. I moved down there because I was in between marriages. Yeah. And I was looking for property down there and getting a job.
At least I thought I'd sunk low when my marriage ended, but I wasn't doing that job. Wowzers. And I say sunk low as in that just sounds grim. Did you leave because you were just enjoying it too much?
No.
I'm trying to add some levity and brevity to this, but I'm struggling.
I left because I was. I just came back up to Yorkshire to get a job, and my partner decided to stay in Yorkshire, so I came up here.
Hey, nice one.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting and an eye-opener.
Yeah, I'll bet. All right, Carl, nice one. Thank you for that, man.
It's all right.
Thanks a lot. Cheers, well, nice guy. It's all right. Thank you, Carl. Wowzers. I didn't know that. And you get all these stories, don't you? Every kids these days don't know, think potatoes grow on trees and all of that stuff. Fine. But seriously, genuinely, for me, a 45-year-old meat eater doesn't really know the depths of where a lot of our meat comes from.
No.
It's not all like that.
No.
But a large percentage of it
I've spent a lot of years kind of avoiding finding out too much about it. I had an inkling. I knew about the stunning. I knew about the baths.
Oh, I didn't know about the baths.
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to become a vegan?
No.
Am I going to become full-on vegetarian again?
No.
But that disgusts me and
it does.
upsets me.
It does. But the weird thing about humans and living in the society we live in now is that we'll square it somehow. Or just park it somewhere and not think about it.
26 years I was a vegetarian.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, initially I became vegetarian to get my end away. Ironically, I gave up meat so I could deliver meat.
All right, okay, we get it.
I gave up eating kebabs.
All right, no.
So I was a professional vegetarian.
Professional?
For a very, very long time. Very long time.
Yeah. Meat's tasty, though, isn't it? It's so tasty.
Yeah. I gave up.
No, don't scratch around for one, because that's going to be the worst one.
I gave up ramming baps down my throat.
Oh, come on now.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that not a good one?
I mean, really, no.
Should I stopped at sausage?
God, that was a long time ago. Yes, you should have.
Okay, thanks.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I've got no internet for the last 4 days.
On Talk Radio.
Well, this is a very seasonal Christmas special, because there's nothing in the papers. Oh! Penny Marshall died. No! Oh, right, let me give you... hang on a minute. You'll know Penny Marshall. You think you don't. You know Penny Marshall. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And play. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4,
oh, well.
5, 6.
It's either Laverne or Shirley. I don't know which one, but...
Give us any
So, like, famous actress, famous director as well. I just saw a film that she directed. I didn't know she directed. So, let's go through some of the lesser-known ones. Awakenings, A League of Their Own, Jumping Jack Flash, and, ladies and gentlemen, the director of Big. She directed Big.
Oh.
She directed Big.
Right.
Poor old Penny Marshall. I say poor, she was 76, but...
That's actually not that old these days.
It isn't that old these days, is it? 75. It isn't that old these days. She was funny. I didn't know she directed Big. The Awakenings was nominated... The Awakenings, that was Robert De Niro and... I got born in Vietnam. Nano. Shazbat. That man, wasn't it? That guy.
Who was that? Robbie Williams.
Yeah, Robbie Williams.
What was the voice you did, though? Was it him doing an impression of someone else?
Good morning, Vietnam. Nano. Shazbat. And Popeye.
You sound like...
Popeye.
You sound like Mr. Magoo.
Jeez. Let's go to Andre. Good evening, Andre.
Who's that?
It's Tim.
Oh, Ian?
All right. No, it's Tim.
Very economical, the pair of you with the words.
Well, you don't listen.
Ian, I haven't got my lappy on, but there's 4 items on my agenda tonight, if that's okay.
He's one, Ian.
So can I have the best of decorum, please?
The best of decorum, please.
Right, now, first of all, I'm feeling a bit peckish.
Yes.
I could eat a horse, but the truth is, as Morrissey, the Smiths, meat is murder, right?
Oh,
agreed?
Yes.
Right, now, listen to this. Right, now, you might... I don't know if you know the song Meat is Murder. It's an album, but the actual song...
Yes.
This beautiful creature must die. This beautiful creature must die.
Oh.
The meat in your mouth as you savour the flavour of murder. Murder, murder. And then it's concert.
The thing is, I like Morrissey, but he does talk a load of old nonsense sometimes.
And he's a massive racist, so all vegetarians are racists.
No, hold on, Ian. At his concerts, you can't eat meat. It's all savoury food, but no meat.
Well, if I go to his concert, I'm going to smuggle a sausage roll up my bum, and then I'm going to whip it out halfway through Frankly Mr. Shankly. Is that a song?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to eat it.
Yeah, but...
Just before he brings on Anne-Marie Waters.
The meat is so fancifully fried, it's sizzling blood in the unholy stench of murder.
I don't think I've eaten meat at any concert lately.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Shut up, you drunk! Yes, you did. At James Taylor, we had pie. Shut up!
We did have meat pie and chips on a hot day,
yeah. Continue, Andre, please.
Also,
for Christ's sake.
Right, so my lap is not on.
Stop saying that. Stop repeating yourself. You don't call me for 6 months, and then when you do, it's boring. Get to the point.
I gave up my girlfriend because she don't eat meat.
Right, and you mean your penis and or blowjobs? Okay, we get great joke. We like it. Yes, next.
And I was a bit disappointed because Pete Shelley out of the Buzzcocks died at 65 a couple of weeks ago. As you may or may not know.
We do know that.
Born
Yes.
in 75, which was a bit of a. It was a young age, but brilliant singer.
Okay.
Seen him as well.
Okay. Well, thanks. Thanks for your.
The last one, there was an old lady who swallowed a bird.
No, it's just noise. It's just words.
All right, let's try and rattle through some of these for crying out loud. Good evening, Louise.
Good evening.
You know, you can't have a discount to our show. What are you talking about? Why don't you phone up Ryanair and ask for a discount from Ryanair? Why don't you get them to discount on their end? We're charging £12. Get them to discount from their end. Why don't you phone up the Hotel Premier Inn and ask if you can have a discount there? Not the performers, not the artists who are working. Why don't you ask the other company? You wouldn't. You wouldn't? Oh!
I tried EasyJet one time. I did.
Well, good for you, and I hope they told you to shove it.
Well, not in those exact words, but yeah.
Good. Well, that's what I'm telling you. The exact words. Shove it. You can't have money off a £12 ticket. No, shove it. Next.
Well, I'm ringing out to give you an update on the morphine reduction.
Okie dokie. Where you go?
I started last Wednesday, and I've managed to do a 20% reduction in my total dose.
Beautiful. There you go. How you feeling?
It was 2 days of it was absolute hell. But I've come through the other side. I'm feeling human again.
There we go.
Didn't expect to feel human so soon. Each reduction's different. You know, it hits you differently every time. This one, intense, but didn't last that long. And I'm out the other side. And I actually did a little bit more than what I had intended to do.
Well, then
So-
I think Prince Charles would like to have a little word with you.
Hip, hip, hip. Off women.
There we go. You see, everybody's on side. Well done, Lou.
Yay!
Yay, rap fans! 03444991000. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Yes.
This show's poet laureate and musical accompanist. So it's close enough. That's right.
Penis.
Luke Haynes, who's tweeted, Ree Morrissey, I often provide free liver sausage sandwiches at my gigs. Important rock fact. So
Noted.
thank you, Luke. That is noted, and well done you. Keeping the balance. Let's try What's So Maybe About... I can't remember how the song goes, but it's Katie.
Hi.
Hiya, Katie.
Hiya. You okay?
My health is not in question.
I was just ringing to say two things, really.
Please let it be up yours.
I was going to say, don't let the second one be off.
And then slam the phone down.
The first one is that I heard you talking about that book that Dave Hill wrote. So I was speaking to you about my dad, and my dad bought it, and he said it's really good.
Hey!
Right
Great,
on that
Dave Hill
one.
from Slade's autobiography. It's a great read, guys. Go out and buy it. Great Christmas present.
Excellent Christmas present for dads. Not
Yeah.
mine, though, because he might be listening.
No.
And the second thing is that this recent conversation that you've been having tonight has really struck a chord with me, because I was vegetarian for 6 years.
Yeah.
I was vegetarian I turned vegetarian when I was 13, because I had a mate who was just like always banging on about animal rights and stuff. And so I was like, okay, and I checked it out and I watched, like them cowspiracy videos and all that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I was horrified. So I just stopped eating meat. And my mum, I remember, like, for the first 6 months of me being vegetarian, she used to, like, try and sneak meat into my foods and stuff. It's that bad. Yeah, she didn't, I think she thought it was like a phase, and if she made me a really nice tea, I'd just grow out of it. But I stuck with it for 6 years, and I only started eating meat again when I was pregnant. My baby's dad took me to KFC, and it just was downhill from there. And but I know that cognitive dissonance that you're talking about, because right now, obviously, I feel like I don't know how to say it. It's kind of a moral, like, it's a line that you cross if you've held them views at one point.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe they're always going to be in the back of your head.
This is why I think, Katie, that the vegans are right. Because funnily enough, you mentioned KFC. It is... I can pin this pretty precisely. It is a year and probably 7 days since I had my first ever Kentucky Fried Chicken in Auckland. I had it in Auckland. Is that in New Zealand? Yeah. I had it in Auckland in a KFC restaurant that had been designed by my brother-in-law all the way to go. I was with my nephew, my 12-year-old nephew at the time, and he sat down and watched as I ate my first ever KFC. It was a Zinger burger.
Finger licking good.
Well, because I always thought, I didn't know that KFC, for me, I always thought it was buckets of chicken drumsticks and coleslaw. That's what I thought. All I thought it did. And we went in, and he said they got like burgers. He said try a Zinger. You might like a Zinger. I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah,
but I thought it was like family buckets.
Just one of the many things that on supply there.
Good for them. Good for those guys.
But I mean that's the thing. Like, obviously, I still hold them views in the back of my head, and it's kind of one of them where, relating to what you said before, Kath, like, when people say now about vegetarianism and stuff, when I was vegetarian, I'd be like, yeah, I agree, but now I'm kind of like, let's not talk about it. Because in the back of my head, I know that I still believe in that, but then I love steak. Do you know what I mean? So I'm in a bit of a predicament, but I just, I don't know.
And that noise, that noise sums it up perfectly.
Yeah. And as well, because there's all this stuff with the the environment. Like, I try and recycle as much as I can. I try and be as sort of conscious, like I won't have a takeout coffee if I don't really need to, you know what I mean? And like, it said something like, the number one thing you can do for the environment, for the good of the environment, is not have a kid. I've already done that. But the second best thing you can do is
Don't have a second kid.
not
No.
not eat meat and dairy.
Yeah.
So obviously, like I feel like it goes bigger than me. I feel like I have a bit of a responsibility.
Well, this is why me and Kath got into doing it 5 days a week, is because of the Paul McCartney. It had an impact 4 years later, Meat-Free Mondays. It was not his thing, but he promoted it in that funny video. So you could do it for 1 day a week, and the argument is, if everyone did it was vegetarian for 1 day a week, that would save carbon emissions, that would save all kinds of things. So, do it. You could try it 1 day a week.
To be honest, meat doesn't bother me that much. It's not that I'm not that big on it, because I do like KFC and I do like a steak, but I can live without it. I have done in the past, and I didn't miss it when I was veg either. How people say, I don't know if you relate to that or not, but I didn't like...
Oh, I didn't miss it. Once I'd made the decision, it was easy.
Yeah, I didn't ever crave it. I could be around it and I was fine, but...
Yeah. Weird thing happened on Friday. We were going to give ourselves a pass, weren't we? And we went to a burger place, and then neither of us fancied meat.
We had vegetarian burgers in the end.
Great.
That was nice, man. That was sick. That was our Christmas dinner. Get this, that was our work's Christmas do, was me and Kath going to Byron Burgers.
That's what we told ourselves.
Yeah.
But we're going to do it again on Friday.
We're going to do it on Friday again! We're going to probably go to Byron Burgers again.
Well, it's Christmas, isn't it?
It's Christmas, Katie!
But I do feel, for having, foregone meat, not even foregone it, just, found something else to eat for the rest of for the most part of the week. I'm not speaking very well, am I? Obviously, it's interfering with my my vocabulary, but I do feel like my digestive system is a bit more kind of clean.
She's not stinking out the office as much as perhaps
No, I mean, you are. You're terrible. But what I'm saying to you is I don't know whether... I'm 41 and I don't know whether it's my age or whatever, but I felt like I was getting really thick round the middle. I just felt it.
Colon was bloated.
Didn't look massively different, but I just felt stodgy.
Fat colon.
No, my colon was fine.
It wasn't.
But
Trust
now
me,
I don't.
I feel that about meat as well. Sometimes if I have a bacon butty or something, afterwards I just feel, ugh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just greasy. But when you have a nice salad or something, you feel,
hungry.
Healthy,
that was it.
Hungry.
Katie, listen, give us a call before the end of the week. It'd be nice to wish you a Merry Christmas and all of that jazz.
Yeah, I will do. Have a good night.
See you later on. Ta-ta. 0344 499 1000. God, we've got loads of calls. Let's go to Jerry. Good evening, Jerry.
How are they go for?
Oh. Jerry's got a cold.
A gut full of what?
Mike Dickens say that, Mike Dickens.
I've had a gutful.
How are you go for?
I've had a gutful. I've not played any Mike Dickin. I've got a couple lined up. I'll play some Mike Dickin in a bit.
Parking tickets and cameras.
He got a bit bored. I did think that the last few months he kind of gave up because it was all parking tickets. It's like, geez, man, come on. But he was one of the masters.
He's good. He's a legend.
Yeah.
His brother's a racehorse trainer. Do you know that?
I did not know that. It was 12 years ago, this very night, that he passed away, sadly.
His brother. I used to live on a dairy farm. I can tell you exactly what. And this child is split up straight away, and they bottle fed by the farmer's wife. That's all in this pig. They split up from the mother straight away.
They are taken from the mother straight away.
Yeah, and that's I lived on a dairy farm for 5 years. And the female cows are kept in Bolzer Centre.
Can you eat bull? Does bull taste like cow?
They sent us close to smell.
Is bull veal? What is veal? Veal is young.
Calf.
Veal is calf. Veal is baby.
Mm-hmm.
So is bull... Am I saying bull right?
No, you don't say full right either.
So do I say full?
Mm.
So the bull... is the bull...
The bull doesn't give milk.
But Keith is going to get asleep. Jeez. Does the bull taste... Is a bull...
Why are you saying it like that,
Is
mate?
a bull tasty? Is Fernando tasty? That's the question. What is it? If you were presented with a cow sandwich, a beef sandwich, and a bull sandwich, would you be able to tell the difference? That's the question. 0344 499 1000. What's the answer?
Are bulls...
You've had a face full of bulls.
What?
Haven't you?
What?
It's making a cheap innuendo.
No, I haven't. Bulls, I imagine, are more muscular.
You're saying balls.
Bull.
You said balls.
Bull.
Balls.
Bull.
It's true.
A bull.
It's true.
A bull. They're more muscular, aren't they?
The balls.
I would imagine they're not quite as juicy.
And sent us straight away. And the females, I'm interested in females. Because they're the ones that produce the milk.
Yeah. There's no money in bowls.
No money in bowls.
You're not allowed to fight the bowls anymore.
All the bowls are gone. So just so that they are split up straight away. And that's guaranteed. I'm only taking bollocks.
Did he say bollocks then?
Bollocks.
Right, he's cut him off. I'm not having that outrageous behaviour. Let's go to Rachel. Good evening, Rachel.
Hi there.
Hello, Rachel.
Hi. First of all, I apologise because I've been flitting in and out of listening to you. So I don't know if you've already answered this, but it's just a personal question. Where you seem to be very knowledgeable. What is
This is what I... Can I just stop for a second? I like Rachel. Can we put like a star...
Yeah, but she's not been listening properly.
No. Please, respect. Can we put like a star by her name and like label her as like star caller?
Right, she thinks you know everything. She's about to find out you don't.
I think I'm about to impress... She thinks I'm knowledgeable. She's going to know I am knowledgeable in a minute. Please, Rachel, I do know a lot. You're absolutely correct. Welcome to the world of wisdom. Ian's wisdom. What can I do for you this evening? Thank you.
It was just a personal question as to what's stopping you from becoming vegan. Is it like is it convenience thing or a taste thing or just...
I can tell you exactly what it is. At the precise moment in time, is the taste thing is outweighing the ethical thing. If you had the two on the scales, then the taste thing is way down low, and the ethical thing's kind of the other way. I'm new to meat eating after being vegetarian for 26 years. I've only been eating meat for about 4.5 years. I'm still discovering all kinds of things that loads of people my age are probably sick and tired of. So for me, it's the taste is outweighing the ethics.
I'll tell you, Rachel, in one word, what Ian's sticking point is with veganism. Cheese.
What's that?
Cheese.
Oh, no, cheese is... I have to agree. Everyone is addicted to cheese. It's true. I became vegan in August, and I tried it a couple of times, but I didn't really stick with it because of that reason.
So are you vegan now? Did you come?
I am now, yeah. And it was the taste, and it was. You were talking earlier about it, like you sleep a little less easy every night, and you are like. You know you're being hypocritical.
Yeah, completely.
And I did that. I learned about it for 2 years, and it didn't really do anything about it. And then I go, you know what? Why you suffer me? And I think it's because I live in Birmingham, which is it's a diverse place, so I can get everything. And there are vegan alternatives to pretty much everything apart from fried eggs right now.
Oh yeah,
I've tried everything.
That's a good call. You don't get fake fried eggs.
No.
No, you can't really replicate an egg, can you? I mean, they've tried. It's really not good. And don't get me wrong, there's some awful vegan stuff, but a lot of it, if you just keep trying to find the thing that you like, because there's 30 different plant milks, and I hate most of them apart from coconut milk.
But vegan cheese doesn't work, because I've tried different milks, and you're right, some of those milks are great. You still got used to that slightly less fatty taste, and that's fine. But the cheese don't rock. The cheese is...
Oh, no, I completely agree.
Yeah, and that's... If scientists came out and said, guys, we've got it. We've got brie, we've got camembert,
halloumi.
we've got halloumi, we've got all of it, we've got feta, all of this stuff, and it's vegan.
Halloumi.
Yeah?
I do have halloumi, and I found a good cheddar that I like, which is Violife.
Lies.
It's like a mild cheddar, and it melts well, which vegan cheese doesn't tend to melt because, it's basically plastic. I haven't been missing too much, and I've had a couple of slip-ups, and I've eaten, some of the kids' leftovers, which hasn't... But it's going to be thrown in the bin anyway, so that was I was like, it can throw it in the bin or it can sustain me. So I have had a couple of slip-ups, probably a handful in the last...
But that's all right. That's all right. Listen, we're all works in progress.
Anyway, yeah, we're all works in progress. I was listening to that vegetarian earlier who was saying she didn't really tend to know that she was also causing pain and suffering just by drinking milk, which is worse than the meat industry, really.
Well, not according to our dairy farmer friend who phoned in, and I didn't buy a word of what he said.
He tickles the milk out of them, apparently.
I didn't buy a word he says.
He also said his cows weren't slaughtered, but they are when they don't produce milk. They're just low-grade meat.
Yes.
But to answer your question just now, the dairy farm bulls, they're not... Dairy cows aren't really grown for meat. they're not really like the meaty cow that you get, you know, like the nice Angus beef or whatever. So they're pretty useless to the meat industry. So they just, when the female cows are spent, they just get sorted for like low-grade meat, essentially. And
For
they
cat food?
don't live very long. Maybe, I don't know where it goes. I've not really looked into that. But
What about bowls? The bowls taste nice.
I don't think I've ever tasted one, to be honest.
Hey, Rachel, listen, I've got to go to the news. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. You're right, I am a very knowledgeable guy. I will give you 6 out of 10. Next time, try and listen to all of it and focus. But I enjoyed your call.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much. You're a good sport. Cheers. 03444991000. We've got David, we've got Ollie, and we've got Tony. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
08704 20 20 20 is the number. Adam is... Well, I'm not sure where you are, Adam. Where are you?
Hello, in Tyneside, Adam.
Tyneside, all right. Good morning.
Hello,
Good
right,
evening.
hi. Nice to meet you. I just calling out. I can speak about many of the points you just said, but I want to get things in quickly because I know you've probably got lots of other callers.
We are overwhelmed.
Right. Well, okay. I just like a few types of evidence of God's existence through the fact that the Bible. Well, I'm Jewish, basically, so the Torah could not have been written by a human being because it's not humanly possible for a human being to make such predictions and such statements. I'll give you a few examples. It says in the Bible that for a fish to be kosher, it has to have two qualities. It has to have fins and scales, right? And we have in our tradition that if it's got scales, it definitely has fins. So we have to look for is the scales. But in our tradition it says any fish which only there is not a single fish in the universe which has scales and no fins. Right, now how is it possible?
I'm sorry, this is fascinating, but it doesn't mean a thing to me.
Well, let me explain to you. If it was a person, there's only two options who could have written the Bible, right? It could have been God or it could have been people. I mean, discounting aliens, things like that.
Why discount aliens? If you believe in God, you surely believe in aliens.
All right, I think we've got a bit more evidence of a God than aliens.
Oh, I would say quite the reverse, but still.
All right, okay, aliens is a new thing. Okay, but let's stick to the God and we'll bring aliens in later if you want.
Yeah, please,
yeah?
Yeah, I'd like to.
Okay, okay. Right, either there's going to be God or humans. A human cannot predict all the species which were only discovered through deep-sea diving, stuff like that, at the bottom of the ocean. There's no way any humans could have gone there, especially if it's written
So the Bible predicted the existence of creatures that we've only just discovered?
Right,
no, that's what you're saying, is it?
Basically, it's telling us qualities of...
No, I'm asking you a simple question. Does the Bible predict the existence of creatures which have yet to be discovered?
Yes, basically.
Thank you. Tom?
Right, can I give a couple more?
Well, yes, I mean, it's...
Okay. Right, there's also, there's four animals. Right, for an animal to be kosher, it has to have split hooves and chew the cud. And we have a tradition that there's only 4 animals in the universe, right, well, the world, which only have one of the two signs. That's a pig has split hooves and doesn't chew the cud, right? Right, and that's the only one which has split hooves which doesn't chew the cud. Any animal besides the pig which has split hooves will definitely chew the cud. And there's no way a human could have known about that because you've got all different Australia and America, all the different animals there.
Yeah.
And anyway, it would be stupid why did they put it in the Bible in the first place? Why make a stupid prediction like that? Can I just show you how serious it is?
No, it does. I mean, that's got me. I shan't sleep. Thank you very much. Well, bless my soul. Well, that's blown my arguments right out of that. I now must believe in God because it's been proven to me that pigs have split hooves and don't chew the cud. I knew that. This is Talk Sport.
Mark Cattell just told me that you work with Mike Dickin.
I used to produce him back in the 90s.
Shut up, man, really?
Yeah, back
What shift was he doing then?
He was doing the Drive Time show on London Talkback Radio, which was the AM version of LBC back then.
I never met him. In a minute, I'm going to play a phone call that I made to him once. I used to phone him up a couple of times and wind him up. But what was he? Was he grumpy in real life, or was he all right?
The first time I came across him, I went into the kitchen and he was kicking the hell out of the vending machine because it shortchanged him.
Good.
And he was going absolutely nuts. But once I got to know him, he was such a nice guy. He's like a big cuddly teddy bear.
Don't tell me he was a pussycat. I don't want that from Mike Dickin.
He wasn't. No, he didn't suffer fools.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you didn't get on with him, that was it.
And how long did you work with him for?
Oh gosh, I produced him for, I think it was about a year and a half.
How funny!
And he actually lodged with us for 3 months, 3 or 4 months with my family, because he left there and then he went to work at Three Counties Radio up in.
He worked at Three Counties.
Yeah,
that's where me and Kath met.
Oh really?
No, Three Counties. Kath
must have been before my time. I didn't go till 2000.
Oh yeah, no. This
how funny!
This
it
was
all
late
links
90s.
up. This is all linking. That's where me and Kath met. Okay, right. So we went there. Wow.
Yeah, but the funniest thing.
Poor bugger.
The funniest story I've got is I was doing him one day, and it was like it is now. Through the glass, sort of looking at him, and someone phoned up and they said, "Hello, Mike. Long time listener, first time caller," like that, and he mouthed the words "F off," basically, and I thought, oh. I think I heard that. So I flicked it off air because we had the delay system.
We know we've been told you're a little trigger happy when it comes to the dump button. We know
only
you.
With
Good
Kellner.
for you.
Only with Kellner. But I thought, because we get like the processing brings it up a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I listened back and clear as day.
Beautiful.
F off. And I told him and he laughed.
Well, there you go. Thank you for that, Mark. I didn't know that. I didn't know he worked at where we met. This is me phoning him up about the Millennium. I'm going to be honest, I was very, very high at the time. And I was with, I think Mackenzie was there. We went through a thing of, me and Mackenzie, of phoning up Ian Collins a couple of times and Mike Dickin. I don't know if we phoned up Tommy Boyd. Phoned up Clive Bull a fair bit. Clive Bull was a good one to phone up. Who I'm now friends with, Clive. So this is me.
Mike is there. Mike, good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
Yes,
how are you? Just saying, to a point of interest, I was actually conceived in a Morris 1000.
How are we getting down to
you
it?
You can get up to Nookie in there, apparently.
Well, you see, I know one or two people that have been conceived in cars.
Oh, really?
Including bubble cars.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
And then your children, were they conceived in there?
One of them was, yes.
Oh, a little saucy.
Some confession.
So that's by the by.
It is.
I'm phoning up to talk about the Millennium. I think the Millennium is an absolutely fantastic idea.
Well, the Millennium is not an idea, it's a fact of chronology.
Yeah, and whoever thought of it is a genius, I think, because the fact that, the first number is going up one, it should be celebrated. Let's build a dome. Let's have a party.
Yeah. So are you sure when the Millennium is?
Yeah, it's the first number is going up one. And then the
From where?
Sorry?
From where to where?
Going from up. The very first number is going up from 1 up to 2.
Yeah.
You see? And I think, let's build a dome, let's have cakes and pies and drink, and let's celebrate it, and let's dance.
But is it 1999? The last day thereof. Please turn your radio off, it's creeping up and I can hear it. Or is it the last day of the year 2000?
Well, there's that debate. It's year 2000. We celebrate the last day of 1999. I think that's...
So, the last day of 1999, when we start the year 2000 at midnight, that's the Millennium, is it?
As far as I'm concerned, Mike, yes. And I've told all my friends...
You can't start on 0.
I've told all my friends now. I've booked...
Yeah. I think the Millennium starts on the last day of the year 2000.
I would say... Well, that does make sense, actually. I've booked a hall now, dear.
Oh, you haven't, have you? Well, you're having cakes and buns?
Well, cakes and some pies. I've got an Elvis impersonator booked. Yeah, it's all going to be very special. I've got it a year early.
Yeah.
There's got to be some way around that.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, why don't you book it again? In case you don't get it right first time, you have a whole year to practice.
Yes, that's it. My balls are full of sperm. That's good. We'll do that, I think, yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, we'll do that. It'd be a good idea.
Yeah. Whatever he said. Yeah. Well, what an interesting idiot. Shall we take a break at that point?
Funny, I can...
Didn't you sound common?
I was doing my posh voice.
Were you?
Do you know what? From listening to that, I can tell exactly what drug I was taking. There was a horrible bit in there. Right, it was that. That was fun. So 12 years yesterday to the day since Mike Dickey passed away. And it's very sad, and it's so we might play some more clips a bit later on. 0344 499 1000. But don't call because we've got loads of calls for the moment. So let's go through these. Tony, good evening, Tony.
Hi, Ian. How are you?
My health is not in question.
Oh,
for one night only. That's our response.
Okay. The reason I'm calling in was initially because I tuned in for the first time in ages. I'm sorry. And weirdly enough, I just placed my Tesco's order for my vegan Christmas.
What is this crap in this coffee? This tastes disgusting.
Oat milk.
Oh, that is oat milk?
Yes, so
that is horrendous. It's very clarty.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Tony, yes.
No, it's fine. And I can tell you it's a lot less expensive.
Oh, save money, huh?
Lot.
What are you eating, like crisps and that?
Well, obviously, a few years ago I went round Waitrose. We'd already ordered the turkey, which was £60. We got to the checkout. It
Jesus,
was the three of us.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I said Waitrose.
You're allowed to say, here's the thing, guys, unless you're going to say you were touched up by the store itself, you're allowed to mention shop names. Unless you're going to say, yeah, Tesco took me round the back and gave me one up the bum. You're allowed,
Oh, my God!
You're allowed to mention shop names, okay? Right, good.
Okay.
Yes.
So we went round the shop, we got all the bits and bobs. It was the three of us for the 2 days, Christmas, Boxing Day. Everyone was lined up doing their shopping, and when they said how much it was, I actually shouted, "How much?"
How much? A hamburger?
It was £365.
How much? What were you catering for?
Well, this is the thing, because you go around and you go smoked salmon, canapes...
Well, that's just... But how many of you were there?
3.
Well, that's...
Whoa.
Well, mate, that's 120 quid each. I did that maths quick.
I know.
That's terrible. That's just bad shop. For how long?
2 days.
Well, that's not because you're a meat eater. That's because you're an idiot.
No,
That's terrible shopping practice.
You know how much I've just spent on my vegan Christmas?
I couldn't care less. You can't compare 365 quid for 2 days for 3 people and say that's because you're a meat eater. It's because you don't know how to shop.
Well, although 60 quid for the main event is a lot.
Huh? Well, you said I don't know what you're
60
saying.
60 quid for a turkey.
Is that
That's
what,
a big part of her budget there.
I don't know what a turkey costs.
About that.
About that. Okay, right. So 300 quid though for 2 days. That is nuts. That's bad shopping. No, that's bad house husbandry.
Is a lot of that booze, or was that meat based?
I think it was a few years ago now, because I didn't go back, but it was just you just go around and you just get all the stuff, loads. But I just also wanted to recommend a film to you both.
Okay, go on.
I'm the person who recommended, I'll always say this before we speak or I send you a
Here we
text
go.
or whatever.
Classic. We know this is Dexter Fletcher.
Yes!
Yes, mate.
Hello.
Yes, mate. I can't remember what the film was that I watched and thoroughly...
Bill.
Yeah, Wild Bill. That was a great film, Tony. Here's the thing. You came in and you recommended Wild Bill. I watched it. I loved it. We got that very shortly after that, or around then, I was walking parallel with Dexter Fletcher in the street. Then I tweeted him and he came on the show and he was a darling, I believe they would say in the thing. You came in with a very, very good movie. Your next movie is going to have to be something special. In fact, didn't you recommend a second movie that was rubbish?
I doubt it.
Oh, confident. I like it.
Luckily, I forgot, so I'm going to let that one slide. But I think there was a second one.
I think I might have Hunt for the Wilder People.
Yeah. I watched the first 20 minutes of that. I thought it was rubbish.
Oh, okay.
So this next film better be good, Tony.
Okay. Carnage.
Sorry?
Carnage by Simon Amstel.
Oh, no, I don't want to watch that. That's a vegan film.
Ian.
I don't want to watch that. That's not a laugh. I don't want to watch that.
But it is actually based on the conversations you've been having tonight and how you're feeling about veganism and vegetarianism. And believe me, I'm not the biggest convert at all. I was forced into this. I eat something called funky chicken in the car. My family don't know.
You hang on, what? You do what? You eat what in the car?
I eat. Occasionally, I just crave chicken and I go and buy it.
Hang on a minute, Tony. So, Tony, you're phoning us up to tell us how economical it is to be a vegan and how much better it is and how your purse is so much fuller because you're a vegan. But then you're telling me that you're eating chicken in your car. So not only are you a hypocrite, you lie to your family.
No, they know. They know. They know.
You disgust me.
I disgust myself.
You should be disgusted.
I am.
I think she's wicked.
So anyway, I've sent you both a tweet with the trailer for the film Carnage. It is actually very good. It's not preachy. It's funny. It's very good.
I'm not going to watch it.
Oh no, seriously.
I'm not going to watch it.
Oh.
I want to enjoy my KFC in the car. And maybe sometimes in my house.
Well, I can't do that. Wow. So anyway, my new bill, my vegan Christmas bill, was £72.
You can't put you can't blame a huge Christmas bill simply on. There's a difference of £300 just because you ate meat.
I know.
No. It's because you don't know how to shop.
No,
you don't buy the bog-offs.
I didn't have the cheese.
Oh, you do buy the bog-offs. Here's the thing, don't buy the bog-offs. Just buy one. Well, buy the bog-offs if you want them, but never buy the buy two, get one free. Because that's the con. That's the big con of all supermarkets.
I'm really sorry, Ian. I don't even know what that is because I shop local.
You don't know what buy two, get one free is?
I know what it is, but I mean, I don't shop that way.
OK, well, good. That's the correct way. Tony, thank you very much indeed, although you're a despicable human being. Never buy... We didn't do that quarter-past break, did we? No. Never buy the buy two, get one free. That's the con. That's where they make the profit. Because when I do my Tesco online, I'll buy, like, some chocolate pots or something. It goes, you're missing out on a... what do they call it? A treat. What do they call a treat? A bonus. What do they call
a deal?
Yeah, you're missing out on a. What did you call it? A deal.
Deal.
Or
a saving.
You're missing out on a deal because you've only bought one of these, and if you bought another one, then you'd save 50p. And I've used to buy the other one. I don't want the other one. I want one.
Yeah.
So I'm buying one.
More.
Yeah. So I've got to buy more. No, I want one. I want one. I want one!
All right. Just take one, then.
I want one!
Take a trip into the alternate reality of late night radio.
I think I'm in something like The Matrix, and so are you.
The Late Night Alternative.
Hello.
With Iain Lee.
Is there anybody out there?
On Talk Radio.
Hello.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Good evening, David. Jesus. Hello, David.
Hello. Hello, Ian. Hello, Kath. Sorry, it all went a bit weird then.
You will be sorry in a minute, boy, Buster, when I go and punch you in the face. Yes.
Oh, no, I'm never sorry.
Punch you in
never
the face.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I've gone from meat eater to vegetarian to meat eater to vegetarian again. But
so when are you going to start eating meat again? If we follow the trend, what's the next pattern in this pattern? Is meat eater.
Don't know. It's quite short, the recent vegetarianism. It's only 3 months.
Okay.
But the first time was a bit like you. It was to get the girl.
Yeah.
And it lasted 2 years. And one day I succumbed to a bacon sandwich.
Dirty boy.
And I promise you this is true. She smelt it and said, "You've been eating meat."
Yeah.
And dumped me.
Good.
Finished.
Oh, she should do. Good. That's the way it should be.
And then
that's stupid.
Years,
that's a stupid way to finish something. You should just talk about it and discuss it.
No.
But you betrayed her.
Sounds like she's looking for an excuse.
Yeah.
You smelling bacony was just the thing she was waiting for.
Yep.
Absolutely. But then I went 30 years of being a bit of a carnivore until I bought a bicycle 3 months ago, and now I've become veggie again because it suits my workout regime.
And how are you feeling?
But can I just say, right, Rintra Raws, stop sending me links of pussed up pork, right? You've been banging on all night. We're having quite an intelligent adult conversation about vegetarianism, meat eating and veganism. And all night you've just been banging with, like, vegan stuff. We're having a conversation. So don't send me links to pictures of meat with abscesses and stuff, because you're yay close to getting muted. Yay close, Rintra Raws, to getting muted.
You're closer than that over here.
She's muted you already, right? So just chill out, man. Stop sending me vegan stuff, propaganda, because that's what it is. Because I don't know if you're listening. We're talking about the fact that I might actually become a vegan at some point. But do you know what? You're not speeding up the process. You're not even keeping the process on an even keel. You're slowing down the process. I'm going to go and eat a pork sandwich if you keep on sending me this crap. This absolute bullshine. Stop clogging up my timeline with your bullshine. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? So just stop it. I've had enough. I've had enough of this rubbish from you. All night. Kath's muted you. I'm doing a monologue about you. Stop it. Stop it. Sorry about that, David. Please.
So you got this bike. Are you feeling better in yourself as a person yet?
I've done 670 miles on it.
Yeah, but he's had the bike for 12 years. Oh.
No, 3 months. Yeah, no, I've become an absolute bike addict.
Wowzers.
It's the best thing ever.
No,
I love it.
I went out on a bike the other day. It's not the best thing
Have you
ever.
got the special shorts with the padding?
Because of my senior years, I wear them underneath my jeans.
Okay.
What would you do that for?
Well, because I think most people look a bit... Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say
You
that.
can't say that word.
Well, whatever they're...
But
whatever they're made of,
you can't... Yeah, but hang on. You can't say that word. That's not... That's
I'm 57 years old. I can't be seen wearing...
Okay, but can you just acknowledge the fact that you can't say the S word that you just said, because that's that's a really offensive word. But why wear anything? Why not? I just go out when I go out cycling. I've been out cycling twice in the last 6 weeks. I'm really dedicated to it. I just wear jeans.
He's a bit more hardcore than you are.
No. You can't do mileage in jeans. You get a bit saddle sore.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not doing
Yeah,
mileage.
37 miles is my limit at the moment for a day
You
ride.
sound like a fun guy to hang out with.
Yeah, but listen, can we just very quickly talk about Christmas? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Good. Well, I'm giving up my Christmas again, which I do every year, to go to Crisis. And I know they're short of volunteers, and I ask anybody if they've got a couple of hours. Doesn't matter when it is.
Oh God! Oh
jeez!
Oh, someone
please
shoot me! Oh God! Oh dear!
You don't sound very enthused.
I'm not very enthused. No, I'm not very enthused.
Very humbling experience.
Yeah, I know it is. I know it is. But I know it is. Okay, are you going to cycle there?
No, somebody's actually going to pick me up on Christmas Day.
So you're a plastic cyclist. Okay.
Well, no, I'm techie, so I have to be on standby in case.
Don't use the S word when you're there, because it's really offensive to people. Okay, hope you have a great time. Thanks a lot for calling. Bye.
You hit that really well.
I mean, okay, that's great. But after he used that word, and then he's telling me what to do.
When he said,
he used the word that we used to say in the 70s. If people were clumsy or stuff beginning with S, that is a really offensive word. Even then, it was offensive. You know.
Yeah.
Don't use that. And he's.
He said he's in his 50s. I don't think that. I think even so, you would know that's not a word to use, right?
We know they use it in America.
I know.
One of the Transformers is called that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's called the abbreviated version of that. Isn't that funny? Okay, but people, people who go and do that stuff on Christmas, that's great. I kind of thought you're supposed to kind of keep that stuff to yourself. I don't know.
Well, he's trying to get more people to go, I get it.
Well, then he wants more homeless people?
No.
He's saying he wants more homeless people so he can volunteer? That, to me, sounds outrageous. Someone who could be homeless very, very soon, particularly if I have my way, is Andre.
Hi, Ian.
Haven't you been on already?
Yes.
Yeah, stuffed hearts.
Good band. I've got their second album on vinyl.
No, Stuffed Tarts. Right. You know, Pigs in Blankets.
Yes.
I don't like sausages, or I don't like black bacon, but I like Pigs in Blankets.
That's a great call, my friend. Good.
That means
night.
something to him.
Let's go to Ollie. Good evening, Ollie.
Hello, Ian, Kath.
Hey, Ollie.
Hey,
How you
Ollie.
doing?
My health is not in question.
Oh, I fell for that. Do you want another vegan call?
Oh, jeez.
Are you going to be one of the ones that sits in the car eating KFC?
And then are you going to tell me about all the good charity work you're doing over Christmas and how much you cycle and how our lives suck, and then use a really offensive word to describe people? Is that what you're going to do, Ollie? Is it?
Part of that. I'm not a vegan, but my wife's like a major vegan, and she's trying to make me vegan.
Major vegan. I'm guessing that's a step up from general vegan.
Lance Corporal.
Yeah, she's like a...
So you're not. Do you eat meat?
I eat when I'm out, not at home.
And why do you not eat meat at home?
Because I'm trying.
There is no try. There is only do.
All right, Yoda.
Oh, you spotted that. I thought I could get away with that. Okay, I thought I could get away with that.
Like...
Hello? Ollie?
What?
Hello? Ollie, he needs to eat more meat. We can't hear him. As a joke about vegans being weak, they're not. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what did you do? Where did you go?
I was just here. I thought you were playing a bit. I thought you were doing a bit.
No, we couldn't hear you.
Hang me up.
I'm going to do a bit in a minute. The bit is going to be my boot up your jacksie.
You should watch Carnage, though. It is fun. It's funny.
Doesn't sound funny. Sounds horrible.
It's like self-deprecating. It's like
What are you doing? Ooh! What are you doing with your phone?
Oh no! Am I?
No!
It's going in and out.
No!
What are you doing? Are you flicking a switch that says at the top it says good signal and at the bottom it says bad signal? You're just flicking it.
Hello, if I go like this, am I getting better or worse?
Better.
Well, the audio quality is better.
Okay.
The content is worse.
Oh no. Yeah, go watch Carnage, because it's self-deprecating and it's funny against themselves.
Okay. Do you know, I might watch it. Is it on Netflix or Amazon? Can I get it for free? Can I watch it for free somewhere?
I doubt.
Hey, I tell you what I want to watch.
Wasn't it?
I tell you what I want to watch, right? And I wanted to buy a box set of them, but you can't find them. They can, but they're expensive. I want to get all the Bob Hope, Bing Crosby Road 2 movies. You ever seen those?
I'm too young for that, Ian.
No, you're not.
That's nonsense. Have you heard of a guy? All right, okay, let's do the old age test. You heard of a guy called Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
Right, that was 2,000 years ago. That was approximately, he was born approximately 1,942 years before the first Road 2 movie was made. Yet you heard of that guy? Because you're not too young for that guy? But something that happened 80 years ago, you're too young for that? This guy's a walking contradiction. If I were his partner, and I've met his partner, she's a delightful human being, she deserves better than this filth. This guy's a vile online troll. He goes around team killing people in video games. I have first-hand evidence of that. He tried to team kill me in a video game. He's come to a couple of our live performances and was disruptive, and we had to have him forcibly removed. We wanted to have him forcibly removed from the premises, but me and Kath are too nice for that, so we let him carry on. This guy is scumbags.
Isn't Bob Hope always been old? I always remember him really ancient.
Yeah, Bob Hope has always been. You are absolutely right. He was always an old. But I used to love the Bob Hope, Bing Crosby Road 2 movies. They were funny, man. I just want to buy a box set of those and watch those over Christmas.
It's a small dream.
Into it.
Yep.
Could we play the Yes No game? Because Roger stole it off me when we were in that live gig.
You want to play? You want to play it now?
Maybe, if you'll let me.
If you're going to stop being annoying, right? Because we'll play it if you want to play it, but you've got to stop being a dick, okay?
I'm not annoying. I want to play it.
You're being quite annoying.
I want to play it.
Admit that are you being quite annoying?
Are you being annoying?
I'm not being annoying, no.
Can you hear me?
Pardon?
Have you lost my signal again?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Are you sure?
Definitely.
Okay. Well, we're going to start the yes-no game when you're ready. Are you ready?
Well, somebody's just said both those words, but they're not supposed to.
Sorry?
You just said those words that you weren't supposed to.
No, the guy that's hosting it is allowed to say them. Don't you know that?
So that's cheating, isn't it? That means I can't win.
What do you mean? What do you mean it's cheating? No, because it's not player versus player.
What?
That's not how.
We could go on all night. I will never lose.
No.
Do you
know? Have you ever played the game? Have you ever played the game before?
I have not.
Right. So you don't even know what the rules are.
I think we should change the rules because I want to beat you.
Well, what do you think the rules should be?
I should win if you say the name of the game.
No, but that's not how Des O'Connor played it. Do you know who Des O'Connor is?
I'm not familiar with his works.
He's still alive.
You won. You won the game. That's it. You won. You did a minute.
Yeah!
Iain! Sucker! Sucker! The time wasn't up! You had another 5 seconds! And you said yeah! You had another 5 seconds. You said yeah. You had another 5 seconds, and you said yeah. So you just lost, Ollie!
Be allowed. I didn't say the 3-letter word that
you said yeah. You said yeah.
It's not affirmative negative game.
No, it is. You're not allowed to nod. You're not allowed to shake your head. You're not allowed to go yeah or no.
I did not know these rules.
You're an idiot. Do you want to play again?
Yes.
He's out!
Oh. Yeah, count.
My stomach really hurts from laughing. Thank you, Ollie. Love playing the yes-no game with the boys. My eldest is great. My youngest is not so great because he really thinks about it. But my eldest constantly is, of course I am. Of course I do not. Of course I did. Constantly. It's like, you little sod. Give me something. Crying out loud. 0344 499 1000. So, been in this new house for 4 months, right? And, what is this? Bob Hope Ultimate Collection 3 DVD set. Someone has sent me a link to.
Who's enabling you?
First time on DVD, the Ultimate Bob Hope Collection features highlights from 50 years of the Bob Hope TV special. Right. So, let me just... Right, so the name of this person... So, this is Iain Taylor. Iain spelled I-A-N. So, he's a pervert, right? Has sent me a link to something completely irrelevant. Absolutely has no impact on how I want my life to go. He sent me a link. So, get this. I just said I wanted the Road 2 movies. Bob Hope, Bing Crosby, the Road 2 movies. Very, very specific. There was no room for misunderstanding there, right? He sent me a link for the Bob Hope Ultimate Collection 3 DVD. Oh, brilliant. Have a look at this. The King of Comedy. For the first time on DVD, the Ultimate Bob Hope Collection features highlights from 50 years of the Bob Hope TV special with bonus extras never before available. This remarkable legacy of laughter is the only video collection authorised by Bob Hope himself. So just scroll down. Yeah. Not one mention of Bing Crosby or the Road 2 movies. Taylor, you criminal of a sexual nature. And your picture, your avatar, is you naked.
But he's got a lot of DVDs.
You disgust me! You waste my time!
But thanks for the suggestion.
So, I've been in my new house for 4 months, right?
Yeah.
And I'm with a gas and electricity company, OBS, and I pay £70 a month, something like that, direct debit, okay? And after 3 months, I was 150 quid in credit. It's just me living there, 150. Wow. So I phoned them up, right? And I said, I'm 150 quid in credit. Or I emailed them, 150 quid in credit. Can I get that money back? I emailed them, and about a week later, I got an email back. We can certainly sort this out for you. Someone will be in touch soon. Another 10 days later, I got a phone call. Yes, sir, you've got this much money in your credit. We can give it back. We suggest you leave some behind, but we can give you back. I said, all right, well, I'll take 100 back, please. Not a problem, sir. Someone will be in touch soon. So then, a week later, so this is now like a month, right? I get a phone call today. hello, Mr. Lee. And I'm going to be honest, I don't... You know, this isn't normally my kind of shtick, right? Couldn't understand what she was saying, right? I think they're based in Britain, the phone thing, but I couldn't understand what she was saying, to the point where I thought it was a scammer, and I was laughing at her. Very, very strong accent, right? And then I finally worked out, she's from the energy thing, right? Because we just want to confirm that the £100 will be going back in your account. I said, this is great. Bear in mind, I'm paying £72 a month direct debit, and I'm obviously paying too much. Going to confirm that the £100 is going to go into your account in the next few days. It's great. And also, just to let you know, we're upping your monthly direct debit to £95 a month.
Why? You're not using what you spend now.
I said, sorry? Because, we're just going to up... Based on our estimations, we're going to up it to £95 a month. I said, but hang on a minute. You know you're giving me this £100 because I'm way below what your estimations were. Yeah, but we have calculated that you're going to be using £95 a month. Are you happy for me to authorise that? I said, no. She was like, oh. Why? I said, and I kept saying, because that's nuts. You know that you're giving me money back. I've been with you for 4 months now, and I'm massively in credit, and you want to charge me more? She goes, well, our estimations are that you... I said, your estimations are wrong. She said again, is it okay if we authorise that? I said, no, it's not. She goes, and then her script obviously ran out. Yeah. And she's like, oh, well, I'll have to get a supervisor. I'll have to call you. I said, yeah, could you do that? And then could you tell your supervisor, I'm leaving you because this is a ridiculous way to run a business. It's a green energy thing. And it was the cheapest. It wasn't quite the cheapest. I did it on I'm a big fan, but I'm very familiar with the comparison websites. Like the comparison websites. And I love it for the gas and electricity because you go on and they do it all for you. Easy, right? It wasn't quite the cheapest. I think it was the second or third cheapest. I think the first two perhaps weren't quite as ecologically friendly. Yeah. And this one was. And
sometimes you find that when they're really cheap, it goes up within a couple of months.
So I said, okay, get a supervisor to call me and let them know I'm going to leave you. Almost immediately, because this is insane behaviour. I can't get my head around it. And then they sent me an email saying like an hour later, we've processed your refund, just to let you know that your direct debit will be going up monthly. They didn't put the figure in, and I replied saying, yeah, I'm not happy with this. I'm leaving you at the end of the week unless you sort this out. That's really dumb business.
What would happen if you cancel your direct debit?
I don't know. I don't think I'm obliged to stick with them. I don't think there's any buyout. We have to pay to get out of the contract. I'm pretty good. I don't. Hang on. Just. Andre, will you go away?
Oh, Ian.
Generally, I don't sign up for the ones where you've got to pay a get out.
But surely it's illegal after you've said verbally on a phone call. I imagine is recorded for training purposes twice. That you're not giving them permission to then say, well, if that goes we're assuming position.
If it goes up, they're going to get their butts kicked, and then they're going to get named and shamed. They don't have a Twitter account. They do, but it's an Italian Twitter account. They don't have a UK Twitter account.
Did you phone them from your mobile?
No, they phoned me.
On your mobile?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got a time and date.
Well.
So they can check their.
It was this morning, and I was about to go into a voiceover. It was this morning at 10:28. Mm-hmm. That's when they phoned. So if it goes up, I'm going to be absolutely furious with them, and then I will name them because that's outrageous. And you're not allowed to up people's things. But I just didn't understand the maths. Am I missing that really dumb maths trick? Obviously, my usage will go up slightly because it's winter. It's just me in that house. The fact that within 3 months I was over £100 in credit.
Also, you're getting your boiler sorted out, right? So your
more
heating
efficient.
Will be sorted then.
More efficient. Get a new boiler. Boiler's should be finished by tomorrow. Can't have a shower.
I think these companies count on you not chasing up refunds.
Well, this is it. And I wonder if I'd left that money in the account, whether they would have done anything about it, or whether they would have used that. But also, surely, if supposing I did go over, and it would have to be a huge leap because I don't really cook. I cook, I cook a little bit. I don't know. It just seemed like really stupid maths to me. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, energy companies can kiss my A. A stands for ass. Last 15 minutes of the show before Paul Ross comes in. Look at that, it's 1:45 already. Unbelievable. Oh, what day is it today? Tuesday?
Yeah.
It is Tuesday.
Well, it's Wednesday now.
Oh, yeah. I haven't got to do anything tomorrow. Got to let the boiler man in at 8, and then I'm sitting with the kittens all day and trying to get them to come out. That's the plan. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative every weeknight from 10 only on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. We're not here next week, but we are here the week after. Is New Year's Eve on the Monday? I always get a bit confused as to...
I don't know. We'll find out.
Well, what day is Christmas Day? Is that Tuesday? Yeah, so New Year's Eve is the Monday. So we're here from New Year's.
But on Christmas Day, we will be here, kind of.
Best of,
Robo us.
Robo best of. Speaking of robots and sex bots and all that kind of thing, can I drag? Could you put that through to line at 1, please? Because my clicker doesn't seem to work. I don't know if it works your end. Is it working your end? It's not, is it? Let me close. Let me close phone box. It's only Nigel, so it's not, it's not that big a scandal if we can't get there. No, can't do it. Nigel, you're there, but we can't get to you on this side of the glass. Mark can't get to you on that side. Look at
hell's going
this.
on?
Is a professional. He doesn't look old enough to have been producing shows in the 90s. Do you know what I mean? That's not even me doing a joke. Genuinely, we said, I produced him in the 90s. What?
He's a clean living fella.
You look younger than me. How old? I'm going to ask. It's rude. You don't have to answer. How old are you, man?
48.
This is the same age. I'm 45. 46 next year.
Well, he's one of those boy producers.
You were producing shows in the 90s. What year in the 90s were you producing Mike Dickin?
92, I started.
What?
He's a boy genius! We got the prodigy here. That's insane. Hang on a minute. So, you were like 21, 22? Flipping heck, man. I was out, getting mashed up. I was, wow. Wow. Those are incredible stats.
Yeah, they are.
Wow. Oh, I've wasted my life. You've made me feel so empty. Genuinely, I'm not taking the pick. Genuinely, I'm blown away by that, Mark. I would never have realised. And bless you for thinking that you were significantly older than me. That is appreciated. Thank you. What a kind, generous human being. Look at you doing the maths.
I was just thinking I didn't finish university till I was 23.
I didn't start university until 92, 93.
That can't be right, hang on.
Well, this is...
but I qualified as a journalist when I was 23.
Isn't it funny? But people
do things.
People do things. Nigel, we lost you. Give us a call again and we'll put you on. My husband said he was a spy, but really he was visiting his other wife. Bigamist's lies mirrored TV hit Mrs. Wilson. He would sometimes jet off on mysterious secret missions. But given that William Jordan had told her he was a spy, his adoring wife accepted that such things came with the territory. During their blissfully happy marriage, Mary Turner Thompson had 2 children with the American who claimed to be a CIA agent on secondment to MI5. Here's the thing. It would be so easy to be a bigamist in America because it's so big. So big. In this country, it's possible, but it's tricky.
Now it's more difficult, I would imagine, because of social media.
No, you just stay off it. Just stay off it.
People take pictures of you.
You don't let them.
That's weird.
What do you mean people take pictures of you?
Right, so you've got two wives. Don't take a picture of me and put it on your Facebook.
Right, hang on a minute. I've got one wife still at the moment, in the last few days of that. How many pictures of me are on Facebook?
Okay, but if you...
No. Answer that question.
I don't know.
I'll tell you how many. None.
Well...
None on a... No, only because I'm a celebrity. There are pictures of me on there, because I'm a star. But there are no personal pictures of me.
Right.
Well, no pictures of my kids on there, no pictures of my wife on there, so that's your argument.
On her own Facebook?
Yeah, she doesn't have one. Whoa, Boily!
I think she does.
No, I know she does, but that's by the by.
But anyway, no, if you have 2, then, odds are one of them's going to want to put a picture up.
No, because you
on
can
our
control
wedding day.
You can control it. You say, no, I don't agree with it. You do as I say, woman. I don't agree with Facebook.
But what about her nieces and nephews?
Mate.
You're going to control the whole family?
Mate!
Not one woman's going to be married to you. Never mind
How many pictures of me are there on my nieces and nephews? How many pictures of me are there on my half-brothers and sisters' Facebook pages? How many pictures of me are there on my full sister's Facebook page? I shall tell you, that many. I'm doing the shape of an egg with my thumb and my forefinger. That means 0.
You're not a normal person.
No, I'm a star. And if I was a bigamist, if I was a sex bigamist...
A sex bigamist?
Yes, man. If I was a sex bigamist, I wouldn't be a normal person. You're not thinking straight. These people are loco.
I think this is tricky.
No, it's not tricky. In this country, tricky, because if I had, like, one wife in Slough and one wife, like, miles away up north in York, there is a chance that the wife in Slough might do a day trip to York, or the wife in Slough might go to London and the one in York might go to London for a day.
Or phone you up and then the other one picks up the phone.
Oh, for crying out loud.
On your mobile. You have 2 mobiles.
No. This new phone... It's got space for 2 SIMs. Oh, it's a drug dealer's phone! Or a sex bigamist's. 2 SIMs in this. I got it covered. I could do it in England, but it'd be tricky.
2 SIMs means your phone will still ring, right?
Huh? Yep. In America, it would be...
Hang on.
Nigel, where has he gone?
Ian, if you've got 2 SIMs, your phone will still ring, and the wife says, I'll get that for you. Oh, who's this?
You...
Busted.
No.
Busted.
Right, OK. Marry me, and I'm going to marry someone else, and then we'll see who gets busted. Nigel, are you there? What is going on with these phones?
Nigel.
What is going on? Maybe if I put him here, that might work. Nigel? Hello?
Hey!
Nigel, we got you.
Can you hear me now?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, you heard what I said, though. The phones went funny, the line.
No, we obviously we didn't hear what you said.
Because the phones have gone funny.
Yeah, because he tried twice, and I couldn't hear a thing on the phone, so he's called me back.
We were here, Nigel. We remember.
Okay. Right. What do you want?
Have
We're
you had
out
a
of
good
time.
evening?
My health is not in question.
No, I mean, the show. Did your show go well?
Still going.
Yes, it's going. Nigel, it had a very strong vibe until about 45 seconds ago.
I wanted to talk about... have you heard of the group called Sweet Illusion?
No.
Oh, it was an 80s band, 70s and 80s band, but they were on top of the pops and that. It was a similar band to like the Small Faces or something quite, famous.
Yes.
It's a famous band, and the guy called Clive plays the guitar and sings. I met him in Tunbridge today a couple of times shopping, in Waitrose and that.
Hello?
Can you hear now?
Excuse me.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Hello? Did you hear me?
I can hear you.
You know stuffed heart, liver and bacon and all that sort of stuff?
Mm.
Yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Someone said to me it's awful. But I think it's quite nice.
Mm. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, what was you going to say? Sorry. Go on,
I was
carry
talking
on.
about a group, Sweet Illusion.
Yeah, carry on.
Have you heard of them?
No, go on. No,
Have you
carry
heard
on.
of that
What was
group?
that?
Sweet Illusion, the group. Well, it's an 80s band, 70s and 80s band, but they're all retired now. They're all about 70, but they're not playing now.
Yeah.
But the guy in the band...
What do you think of the Buzzcocks?
They're quite good, yeah.
Stranglers?
Yeah, that's a good group as well. Yeah, I think Ian's put us together so we can talk.
Yeah, well, nice to meet you. What's your name?
No, don't you know me?
No,
you know me,
sorry,
don't
mate,
you?
no.
Maidstone.
Do you want a game of rocks and scissors?
No.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so...
Right, 1, 2, 3.
I was going to tell Ian...
Go.
What's your name, by the way?
Andre.
I was going to tell Ian that I can't stop passing water. I've got something wrong with my kidneys or something.
Well, don't pass it. Stop and drink some.
Yeah.
Listen, right?
I know, but
right.
My mum's
well, don't worry about that at the moment. It's still Christmas. Well, right, listen. Rocks and scissors, yeah?
Mm.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go. What you got?
I haven't got anything to talk about apart from...
No, rocks and scissors. You've got to make a sign with your hands. Rocks and scissors. What have you got? Rocks, scissors, paper, what? What you got? Hello? You still there?
I think you bored him, Andre. You scared him with your rock, paper, scissors. What have you got, Andre?
You want to play?
What have you got?
Tank.
Tank. Thanks very much indeed for the call. Paul Ross is literally waving scissors around the room. What are you doing, you lunatic?
I do love a blade. That's all I'm saying.
He just sat there waggling around his fingers.
I'm not suggesting you do this, home kids, but if you do rotate scissors near you, it sounds like incoming helicopters from Vietnam in '67.
Says the one-eared Paul Ross.
Says Van Gogh. Listen, I love the clips you played from Mike Dickin. I had the privilege of knowing him relatively well.
Oh, really?
And I stole one of his many lines. I always, if I'm doing for phone-ins, I always say, if it's on your mind, get it on the radio.
Yeah.
Dickin's classics. And I heard him once say to a listener, your views on any subject in the known or unknown universe are a matter of complete indifference to me. I mean, that's a legend, isn't it? Also, once I had a row with him, a sort of fake row, because I love Frank Sinatra. He didn't rate him.
Yeah.
Because he knew music, I think, and he said he's always half a note off. He said he thinks it gives it a bluesy quality. He's wrong. And I said, but I love Frank Sinatra. He looked at me and said, but you're a cretin. Wow! What a ledge!
12 years to the day, man.
God bless him.
It's incredible, isn't it?
And he was driving back up to Cornwall, wasn't it, and all that stuff. Very tragic.
Horrendous. And I used to phone him up a few times just to wind him up.
Really?
Yeah, I phoned him up to wind him up. You know, I would get a bit tipsy. Me and Mackenzie Crook would phone him up.
Of course,
just take the mickey out. You know, but
his voice was so marvellous.
Oh, it was great. It was great. That's what radio should be. Paul Ross, what is on your show?
On the programme tonight, we're going to the Faroe Islands for the first time, which is about an hour from Edinburgh by plane. It's on the way to Iceland. We're talking about, because they've been around since Viking days. Faroe, I think, in the Old Norse means basically sheep island. They didn't have a lot of imagination, did they, the Vikings? When they came to there are sheep, we call this sheep island.
Yeah.
But they've got something you're probably more au fait with than me.
Yes.
They're the first place to have a chatbot as their tourist authority, which is taking something in the region of 4,000 questions a day, 24 hours a day.
Okay.
So they're expecting a huge influx of visitors. They've taken calls or questions from Peru, from all over North America, all over the world, in fact. So I'm looking forward to that. The Faroe Islands for the first time on the programme today. And he's a mixed blessing. We've got Josh Rom on. Talking showbiz.
Unlucky.
Talking showbiz and talking that new film, The Favourite, with Olivia Colman. He's got a couple of interviews from that, which is good. A couple of exclusives on that. So, should be a good show. Plus, of course, the usual old tosh.
Just about the bot. Do you remember Sweden? I think it was when we were here. Sweden did a thing where you could phone a number and it was manned by a citizen.
Yeah,
do you remember that?
A random Swede.
You get a random Swede would answer it and just...
That's a turnip for the books.
Yeah,
Oi.
And they just chat about Sweden and stuff. My boys phoned them up once just to say hello. And
the apples don't fall far from the tree, do they?
But no, they want to wind him up just to have a chat. And
we had one on air, didn't we?
We had one on air. The
delightful.
Prime Minister did it they do it for like a week. Anyway, it's going off on tangents. Paul Ross will be on at 1 o'clock. It's always worth listening to.
Not quite as good as Mike Dickin, but I'm doing my best.
You're getting there. None of us are. Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you to nearly all of the callers this evening. Don't forget there are podcasts aplenty if you go to iTunes.
We had a call of yours last night. He phoned us up, Keith.
Yeah, he ruined the end of Taxi Driver.
He didn't quite, did he?
That's what he does.